love sending Kym pictures because she gets irritated. Whatever irritates Kym, I like to
funny mamas.
So
I was like, I had to like a son.
Too funny.
Everybody, oh gosh, hey everybody, welcome to Two Funny Mamas, and I am one half of your host of Two Funny Mamas, Sherri Shepherd, and our very, very dear friend Kym Whitley is under the weather, and so she couldn't make it. Or let me just say this: I wouldn't let her come on because Kym, she's got this book called The Four Promises, and in The Four Promises, great book. One of them is you must keep your word. If you commit, you must keep it. But the way Kym Whitley was gonna come on the air, y'all would have said, Kym, you need to sign off and get back into bed. So Kym is not here with us, but thankfully, our very, very dear friend, one of the underrated comics in the world, one of the funniest women that I know, that I admire so very, very much, B-Phlat, is co-hosting with me.
Thank you, love. Thank you, love. Thank you, love.
So
I almost sound like
Kym. Huh?
I sound a little under the weather. I just came from Shreveport. I almost sound like Kym in terms of the raspiness.
Okay, can I say this, B-Phlat?
Huh?
Every day you sound like you didn't come from
I don't sound like this every day. I think I have a better pitch. All right, you could be right.
Every day you sound you've been sounding right. Like since I've known you 20-something years ago. I think I said when I met you, did you just come from Shreveport?
I did just come from Shreveport. Oh Lord. Don't let me start talking about my flight, Sherri. That was a whole nother. I got on the line today about that. It was a rough flight.
Flights have been rough.
Yeah, but this one it wasn't the turbulence, it was the passenger. And of the thousands of flights that I had, I had to write about it because it bothered me. And like Chris say, I always make stuff about me. And on the plane, I was making about me because twice they thought we were going to have to land because she was having panic attacks. But, I kind of wrote about how people are hypocritical in terms of being like Christian and saying go to church and quoting Bible verses. But the hoopla that she caused for 4 hours, it was just ridiculous. And I was like, if you have faith in God, you wouldn't be cutting up like this on the plane. Sherri, she cut up. I'm talking about.
Wait, so this woman was scared to ride the plane and she had a panic attack for 4 hours?
Girl, from Philadelphia to Dallas in the first 15 minutes when the captain said we're gonna be experienced. And people know if you fly at night, it was an 8:30 flight. It's gonna be turbulence. Night flying is different. But a lot of people don't know that. But I could swear, to me, it felt like it may have been her first flight ever.
And what did she do? Was she screaming?
Girl, first, yes. She was like, "Oh, Jesus, take the wheel, Jesus. Oh, wait a minute." Oh, this went on for 4 hours. And then she just kept crying and screaming. And it was a lot of bad turbulence. So first, everybody kept turning around, looking at her. I was in the aisle seat. And I turned around and hit her with the... because people was trying to sleep. We had our eye masks on, they be turning lights out. They said, pull your blinds. Girl, as soon as we hit a little bump like this, she said, Jesus, take the wheel. It ain't our time to go. It ain't our time to go. Jesus, I ain't ready. I ain't ready. All of that, Sherri. And it became so annoying that they said, is there a nurse on board? Because she was like, my heart can't take this one. Girl, when we was over Ohio, they were saying we might have to land the plane because
she was acting a fool like that.
She acted up. She acted a fool. So the thing that made everybody really mad, I'm gonna say about an hour into a flight, a lady from the front came to the back. I'm gonna say it was a family member. So the guy that was sitting next to her, he gave up his seat so she could sit next to her and calm her down or whatever. Girl, 30 minutes before we was landing, all we heard was this loud ass snoring, and it was her. Girl, she was knocked out. She was in the last seat. Now everybody mad, ain't nobody get to sleep. She was in the last seat like that. So aggravated. And that's it. I have never been annoyed like that. Even when I was on the plane and they was fighting in Puerto Rico. I've been on so many crazy flights. That was the worst. That was really the worst flight I've ever been on, because all I was saying was, Lord, please calm this lady's heart so that we can just all
Go to sleep.
rest. Or just, because she was making people upset. And
Right.
then when they said, well, I think we was closer to Oklahoma, and they was talking about, is it a doctor on board? Because she was talking about her heart again. I said, this is what I'm saying in my mind. If we got to land, she getting cussed the fuck out because she going to make me miss my show. They already canceled my flight from Dallas to Shreveport. Now I got to drive 3.5 hours. I was like, she going to get it. She going to get it. Girl, but then she was knocked out asleep and everybody else was awake. So I was disturbed only because I felt like if she had so much faith in the Lord, girl, she was quoting Bible verses, praying for everybody on the plane and stuff like that, and just being super loud. That's a 4-hour flight, 3.5, like it was 3 hours.
That's
47
horrible.
It was horrible, and it was already bad that we all doing this on the flight, and then we didn't get no service, Sherri, because they said, "Can all the flight attendants please put your seatbelt on, sit down," because the whole shit was like this. And I'm sitting in the seat like, if she don't shut up, I was like, I don't even be up this time of night because I'm usually sleep at 10:40.
Oh no.
I had to write about it in terms of the Lord taking it out of my heart to have patience for people like that. But at the same time, try to understand how if you have faith in the Lord, then you shouldn't worry. Everybody else was quiet on the plane, but you shouting Bible verses out and saying, Jesus, you going to carry us? You going to carry us through, Jesus? Oh, yes, you will. Take it, Jesus. Girl, I was about to get up and say, if you don't shut up.
And here's the thing. That's so funny. Even, being a Christian, because I can understand people who get very, very scared. You and I, we fly all the time. So Turbulence, we know Turbulence. I remember a flight attendant, because I used to be one of those people, except I was not loud. I would say the prayer to myself because everybody don't appreciate your prayer. So, and I would cry and say the prayer to myself because for me, flying, I don't like to be separated from my son. And, when I would experience turbulence, it would make me so scared. But one time a flight attendant said to me, she said, turbulence is like an air pocket on the sky, the freeway of the sky. She says, it's like when you're on the freeway and you hit a speed bump. She said, that's what they are. They're like speed bumps in the sky. And she said, another thing she said, so she said, we deal with this all the time. And she said, all day long, all night long. And you do experience them more at night. And she said, if you experience turbulence, look at the flight attendants. If they don't look upset, you're good.
Well, girl, wait a minute. They was like, let me go sit down. Because they was in the middle of the house like this, trying to, they was like, girl, they was sitting down. I was like, I don't blame them because everybody really needed to be seated. It's nothing that they could do. But when her family member came back and was rubbing her hand, I don't know if she slipped or something, but whatever it was, Sherri, it knocked her out, and then she snored the loudest. So everybody.
And now you're mad because she went to sleep. I think that's very rude of a passenger to. I can understand being scared, but to be screaming and even screaming out Bible scriptures and praying, because all that's showing people is your faith. Ye of little faith.
That's exactly what I wrote in my journal right over here. I was really trying to make myself understand that if you know all these, she was saying Bible scriptures I ain't never heard of, just saying stuff. So I knew she was in the Bible, and I'm just saying she was quoting a lot and just saying stuff in terms of carry us, Jesus. It ain't our time. Oh, you got the right wing, you got the left wing, you got the
no.
Yes.
No, that's too much. Because
you know what? It's so funny because I kept saying to myself, "Why I should be recording this?" Like how people be recording stuff on. But I was like, it's so annoying for 4 hours, 3.5 hour flight.
Yeah,
it's just
because I would have said to her, "Do you even believe what you're shouting?" Because if you did, you wouldn't have to be doing all that screaming. I'm sorry you went through that.
I was like, she don't have no faith because she wouldn't be saying all that. All I was saying was, Lord, if it's my time, I had a great life.
You see, I have not been able to say that prayer because
I say that prayer all the time. And not just when I'm on a flight, just when I'm traveling, period. When I'm driving at 3:30 in the morning from Shreveport to the airport with 2 gallons of gas in the trunk because I'm not stopping.
Yeah, but my prayer is to God is I
I'm like,
always go, Lord, I say, Lord, give the pilots energy and zest, bless their hands as they have to manipulate the controls. And I say, Lord, bless the flight attendants that they have joy in their heart and that they're in a better mood. And then I pray for everybody on the plane going, Lord, touch the people where they are. But I always pray for traveling mercy and grace. I've never said, Lord, let your will be done. Because I know his will already. His will is for me to live. But I just like to pray for.
But I've been on planes where I felt like, oh, this might be it. Especially when they said if you need to call your loved ones. When we were flying over West Virginia going in the Bluefield, I was going to do a show. And girl, I was like, let me call my mom and them right now.
They said to you, call your loved ones.
And that's when I vowed to never, ever ride on one of them little small planes again.
Oh, those crop dusters.
Oh, girl, it was terrible because we was flying in the mountains in the Appalachian over there. And they were like, if you all feel as though all the little shit dropped down. Jeez. And they were like, if you want to make a phone. I called my best friend. I called my mom and whoever answers the phone, I was letting people know. Hopefully I don't ever have to make this. Yeah, I had to do that one time. But I said then, if it was my time to go, Lord, don't let it be painful and just I've had a great life. And I was just like, I just reflect on how I've had a great life. I have a good life.
Have you ever thought, you obviously didn't watch that movie with Idris Elba and that white lady. Chris, who was that white lady that was in the movie with Idris Elba?
Great question, Sherri. And
that's why I asked you white.
If you two.
Which movie?
The movie was it Jessica Chastain or Chris, who was that white lady that was with Idris Elba?
The Mountain Between Us.
The Mountain Between Us. Girl, they was on a freaking crop duster. Who?
I didn't see that.
It was Kate Winslet, but I was just really impressed with my Googling skills based off the information you gave me.
No, I haven't seen that.
Because when somebody come at you with a who's that white person, you better be ready. You better be ready so you have to get ready.
I've got one job.
It was Kate Winslet. And Idris Elba, they was on a crop duster, and the pilot had a heart attack over like the Appalachians, and of course the plane crashed. Plane crash, they on the ground, damn friggin' mountain lion tries to climb in the damn plane. I mean, but here's the thing, girl. When I saw that, I was like, I'm not ever going over the Appalachians in a crop duster. That's what I learned from that movie.
I'm going to tell you not to because I did it, and it is not fun.
But
and then wind that, they always have like that smoky cloud, like the Smoky Mountain. That's what that wind is so unpredictable in that area.
That's what I want to ask you.
15 years ago, and I said never again. Will I be on one of them?
I always think to myself, and that's what, because if some got to go, because I'm scared of water, so I never want to do a plane crash over water because I can swim, but I can't swim in no ocean.
Can't nobody swim in no ocean shit. We all afraid.
Yeah, who want to, swim in the daggone ocean? You remember that one movie? You remember that movie, Chris? Where they were stuck in the water and the whale went by, and all you see was the eyes of the whale that went past the old boy.
Did you see the
movie? Are you talking about the movie with Tom Hanks?
No,
Tom Hanks was Castaway.
Castaway.
Here's the thing.
Oh no, you're
Tom
talking
Hanks
about the Journey one where he he's there's a tiger on his boat and all that.
Yes, that one. But Castaways, did you ever see Castaways with Tom Hanks?
It's Castaway singular.
I can't watch movies where there's only one person and they ain't got no different change of scenery.
This is it. So his plane crash.
Life of Pi.
It was so realistic. It was so realistic, the plane crash. And he ended up on this island. Now that's the worst thing for, I'm not going to talk for white people, Chris.
Oh,
but for black folks.
That's why I'm here.
I don't. Well, we're gonna ask you. We're gonna ask
that's
white
Dennis's favorite movie. Now he loves that movie.
Which one?
The Tom Hanks
Castaway.
movie. Yes, that's his favorite. I can't watch it, girl.
Tom Hanks.
Can't watch it.
He was on a desert island by himself. He had to learn how to catch bugs and squirrels and cook them. He had to learn how to make a fire. And I'm like, everybody I know in my family, the Shepherds, we don't know how to do none of that. We'd be stuck on an island, die of starvation. It'd be animals running all. We don't know how to catch no owl. We don't know how to climb no damn tree. We don't know how to make no boat. We don't know which way to, because the Brady Bunch, they was in the Boy Scouts. They would do this and you could tell which way to win. And they knew how to make fire.
I would be all right on an island by myself because I knew I do.
Well, that's because you do DIY.
Yeah, right. And I would have a nice cut. Honey, I would have a nice ass hut with sliding doors. They be like, damn, how she making sliding doors? I'll be like, come on.
She'd have a pure shell chandelier.
So for our followers who may not know, B-Phlat has a podcast called Tighten Up Tuesdays. And she does all DIY projects on a dime. And, everything that you see behind B-Phlat, she is built. That basement that she's in, that she's made her girl cave, her she cave, literally was just a storage area, or a little cellar. And B-Phlat has made, and it's an entire like livable space in her entire basement. So she does DIY. And like B-Phlat is one of them girls that got that big old saw. That, like, B-Phlat could kill people and you'd never know. She knows how to make like napkins out of dead bodies.
Why does it go there? Why is that?
Because that's how B-Phlat is. So when B-Phlat says, if I was on a desert island by myself, I'd have had sliding doors made. Yes. She would have. So watch her podcast on Tuesdays. It's called Tighten Up Tuesdays. And she shows you how to do DIY projects where you don't have to spend a lot of money. It's on a dime. It really is a fun podcast that B-Phlat had
on Tuesday. And we made these out of crayons.
You made them out of crayons. What is that?
Candles.
Out of crayons?
Yes, honey.
Oh, wow.
See the...
Okay.
Wait a minute. I don't even know what...
That's what you can put on your Bumble profile. Well, you married, but, I mean, that's God made candles out of crayons.
Yes, ma'am. And they're scented. Bergamot.
Now, and I don't want y'all to think she just does candles. When I say she makes livable space, like she can actually build, this girl can build a house, like literally. And she does organizing and watching on Tighten Up Tuesday. So being on a desert island, see, you would be the person to be on a desert island with, because you know how to do stuff. If me and Kym Whitley was on a desert island, all I would know is how to make wigs from squirrels' tails.
Well, we need wigs on the island. We might need
definitely
that
do. Because if the terroristas
cover-ups or something.
So, I can make you a cover-up from squirrel's hair. But if the terroristas come out the island from the jungle, you want to be cute, So
you do want to be
all
cute.
I would know how to do.
But you don't need a lot of hair to be cute. We might need some of it on this top part if we ain't got no clothes and everything. So you can use it. We do a cute cut. Because I can cut hair with aloe vera. Aloe vera got them. You get you a nice piece of aloe vera.
Oh my God.
No, but did you see that movie?
You don't be tight.
Movie about it was based on a true story. And it was about the soccer players that crashed on the plane, and they had to eat the dead soccer players. You remember that, Chris?
Yes. I know this. I know the true story. That's a true story.
That's a true story. And so, if the plane crashed, like I'm thinking, Kym Whitley would be the first person I eat, because Kym's fat pockets on her thighs and her booty. Boy. Like B-Phlat, I won't touch you because you're too tiny. You don't have fat on you.
But see, since I don't eat meat, I might be a little.
You be lean. You be no nutrition.
I don't know what I would eat if we had to eat the people. What part of
you'd
the body would I eat?
No, you'd have to eat meat. And you'd have to eat meat.
I probably have to eat like nails and eyelashes and stuff like that. I'd have to know. I'd be like, all these fingernails taste like plantain.
Here, let's ask the audience, who would you eat first? Sherri, Kym.
I don't know.
Or
it'll take me a while to get to eat the meat.
Then see, because B-Phlat is probably a size -2. She's very slender.
I'm a
There's
4.
no fat on B-Flat. Now, me and Kym, first of all, our boobies, you'd eat the boobies first because that's where a lot of the fat is on our boobs. But we have a lot of fat pockets. So we will be good. We would be good eating. Now, not as good as
not as good as I can melt the fat down. Maybe I can melt the fat down and drink that if I had to, liquefied as a vegan. Well, not necessarily a vegan, but I don't eat meat. So y'all fat pockets could benefit me in terms of I might be able to make a pillow like a seal it up, have some warmth. Oh yeah, y'all bodies could come in use.
They really could.
They could.
Now we wouldn't be like my auntie Tangi. And my auntie Tangi is about 375 pounds. Somebody like my auntie Tangi, you want on a plane. Now I bet you that lady that was quoting all the Bible scriptures was a big lady. I bet she was a big woman.
She was a big
Why
lady.
did I know that? Why did I know that? Any woman that's laid out quoting all them Bible scriptures probably
snoring with her mouth wide open.
That would have been a good person. Let me tell y'all. If y'all would have crashed, you'd have here first.
She was snoring like she just got done eating a bag of Fritos barbecue twists and a can of the dry ginger ale. Sound like Fritos in the throat. I said, this is ridiculous.
Podcast ever. We just want to say Kym Whitley is under the weather, so she could not join us. And she's laying in bed. She wanted to do the podcast, but this girl had a bonnet on and a cough. Kym's cough was such that I felt like even talking to her, my throat was hurting. And I felt like if she did one cough, it would come through my computer and jump on me. Sure. So I would not allow her to do, because she kept going, I can do the podcast. And so we told her she had to sit tight.
Would you like to
Halls
hear?
can't help that. Halls cannot help that kind of cough.
No, I told her to do honey with lemon, honey, and put some ginger in it. Then I told her to make a concoction of turmeric and honey with black pepper and stir that up. And she could put some ginger shavings in it and eat that. And I said, put some whiskey in everything. Whiskey is always good to get rid of everything.
I didn't even think about that. I need to have a bottle of whiskey around for her like that, but we can't keep it around. We just drink it up.
Yes, because you and Dennis be drinking it. Y'all married.
Pour me another round.
Do you all want to hear Kym's? You want to hear Kym's message?
What?
Yeah, she leave a message.
She left a message. So picture Kym in a pair of glasses and a bonnet, laying sideways in her bed. This is the message she sent to the group chat. You ready, Sherri?
Yeah, you actually can show it.
I could do the podcast today. If I could do it looking like this in the bed. Oh my God, I feel crazy. What you think, Chris?
No, I am actually because I want to show people the daggone video.
Let's not show it.
If that's the case, she did the podcast. Obviously, she don't want nobody to see.
No, I'm not going to show it. I'm not going to do that to my friend. I was, but you're right, Chris. I'm not going to do that to her. She did. She made a video for everybody talking about, I can do the podcast. Y'all both sound alike. And then once she made that video, Chris told her. Chris said, no, you can't do it.
But what did I tell her, Sherri? I gave an uplifting note. Did you see that?
Let me see. I'm looking on my phone. You said, only thing I change is some right here, getting you some soap, love the glasses, and the pink brings out your feminine energy. Oh, you said soup. You told her to get some soup.
One more time.
Oh, you said, only thing I changed right here, getting you some soup, love the glasses, and the pink brings out your feminine energy. That was sweet because she looked horrible. Kym looked horrible in this video. And that was very sweet.
Always trying to score some brownie points.
Wait, I got this announcement. Well, he is.
I knew that, Chris.
Kym
what announcement?
Chris,
oh my God.
He's scoring brownie points because the announcement is Kym Whitley, one half of Two Funny Mamas, will be making her appearance in St. Louis, March 10th and March 11th with Kym and friends. And guess who's going to be a big part of the show? Miss B-Phlat herself.
Oh, y'all just now telling me live on the show? I should have put on my good lipstick for this announcement. Let me put on some gloves.
Yes, live on the show.
Let me get that date right real quick.
Oh, I got the wrong date?
You're right.
No, she's not. She's not.
Oh.
So it's one night only.
Right.
March 10th. She will technically be leaving here March 11th, I'm sure, but there's nothing March 11th. So March 10th, tickets will be on sale. When I say if you went to
I screwed that up.
It's all good.
No, you didn't. It's all good.
So I'm just taking this load off of Sherri's back. The show's at the Grand Ole Theater. Limited seats. It's going to be fun. It's a small theater. It's 500 seats. The ticket prices we kept them low. It's going to be a good time. So tickets are on sale through Metro Tix on Wednesday, I believe. It's not just Kym. So it's going to be Kym and then B-Phlat, who's very popular here and just so fun on stage. We're going to have some special guests, and then we're going to do a really funny Q&A to round out the show because I can't not be on stage at some point. So that'll be a good time. I'm excited.
And
Sherri,
also,
you've given it your blessing. You give it your blessing. It's going to be a great show.
March 10th at the theater that Chris said the tickets are going on sale Wednesday at Metro what?
The Grand L Theater. It'll be online, Metro Tix. You'll see it on Kym's social media, Two Funny Mamas, Instagram, all that good stuff.
And I'll put it on mine.
We will remind you. Yeah. So we got to sell this
Metro Tix. Well, I want them to write it down in case they don't, in case we have people who are followers who are not regular followers. Would you guys please subscribe to our podcast, Two Funny Mamas, and to B-Phlat's podcast, Tighten Up Tuesday. And we'd love for you to become, new subscribers. But just in case they don't, it's going to be metrotix.com, and it's going on sale Wednesday. And if you guys, all of you who know Andre Lavelle, if you want Andre to come, Kym has got everybody's tickets except Andre. So
I don't know.
We don't know if Andre going to make Kym mad. That's why Kym ain't got his ticket yet. Because Andre, he goes back. He takes care of Kym, and then he do something that she get irritated about. So we don't know.
Like do his own flyer.
Yeah, so we gotta.
What'd you say?
Andre, she'll probably get Andre to
like do his own flyer. I don't blame him, but because I'm about to do my own flyer. I'm like, Chris, where the flyer at? Because my people.
Yeah, Andre has done his own flyer for the show.
No,
Andre has done his own flyer for the NAACP Image Awards. Andre. Andre has made a flyer.
I love it.
With the award with Kym and me and Andre.
So
at
least I asked Chris. I'll say, Chris, do you want me to do a flyer? Because I do a flyer. I ain't gonna be Andre and just make the flyer first and then post it and then ask.
But you see how long it's taken.
Yeah. Andre did that because he's been in both our bathtubs. See, this is why when you let people, your friends, stay at your house and then they take baths in your bathtub.
And I cleaned that damn house and ain't never been in the bathtub. So if anybody should have took a bath, it should have been me with a hurt back.
And that's why I gave you carte blanche to be in my house. So you can use anything.
It's certain things, I just respect certain areas of people's homes. Because that's just
Andre
how
Andre took a bath in my bathtub.
That's because Andre ain't got no home. It's just like people that have apartments, they tear the shit up and leave it on landlord. If you got a house, you take care of your stuff and you respect other people's home. Like people that got property, they respect neighbors' property. Because it's like we all in the same boat.
I've got an update.
I wouldn't take a bath in your bathtub. That's why I had in my own room with the bath. You see what I'm saying? Right, but I'll go in there and clean up, straight, do it, and then close the door and get on out of there. I ain't supposed to be all up in there with my canvas. Y'all see me? I'm going in the bathtub. What I look like?
Yeah, Andre will be there. Andre gonna come just to irritate B-Phlat. Andre will be there in St. Louis. It's Kym Whitley and friends.
I don't know that that's happened.
No, Andre will be there. I'll pay for Andre myself to get out there because I just love the fireworks between him and B-Phlat. Y'all got to watch out for because there's some announcements I want to make. B-Phlat and I, Kevin Hart has this game show. I think it's called Game Faces on
Game
internet show. Yeah, and he has different couples that he plays games with. And I did not have a person to play with. And B-Phlat was in New York. So I asked B if she would be my partner. And it was so much fun because as soon as Kevin Hart saw B-Phlat, he was like, oh my gosh. They had so many road stories because B-Phlat used to take Kevin Hart on the road with her. Mm-hmm. And this is before Kevin Hart became like a multi-billionaire. Like that's the Kevin Hart y'all know. The Kevin Hart we know, when he was struggling and we didn't have no money and no car, B-Phlat used to take him on tour. So he was so excited to see B, and he had all kinds of stories. But she was my partner on this game face, and I believe it's coming out probably towards the end of March. Did you get paid yet, by the way?
Oh, I just did. I didn't even get to tell Chris that it took forever with my whole drama with this ACH routing name.
Right,
just having
you're routing correctly.
They kept rejecting them trying to do a free.
Oh, I can't believe
transfer. You were Ghetto Bank. Ghetto Banks never take wire. What?
Bank of America, my business account. They didn't want to pay the wire fee because they don't accept that type of wire they were using. So my bank kept rejecting it.
No, Bank of America is always getting in trouble. Do you know every time?
Yeah, it was so they have a lot of drama with that.
There's been some issues that I think I don't. Should you talk about it on here?
Well, whatever the case, I got paid.
Let me tell you about Bank of America. I have one account, my household account, that pays like just the regular household bills. Like if there's a guy that comes around everybody's brownstone and he sets out my garbage, so you know we got to pay him from that account. You know, the gardener, the different people from the account. It's with Bank of America because it's right around the corner. Do you understand? Whenever I deposit a check from the Sherri Show, any comedy check from a comedy club, they always reject it. I've never seen a bank that literally, and then when I go down there, Bank of America tells me, you can't just come down, you got to make an appointment. I got to make an appointment to talk about my account. When I write people checks out of the account, they don't honor them. Literally, Jeffrey's basketball coach, I write a check off my Bank of America account. He goes and put it in. Bank of America rejected the payment. And I'll go, y'all can see the money sitting. When I tell you, I can't stand Bank of America.
Sure, they ain't good. Look, you can't have people putting it out there that your checks bouncing. They be like, what? She got the Sherri Show and she bouncing a $200 check to the coach.
Every time.
You can't have that. You cannot have that.
Literally, I put a check in the bank and I put a cashier's check in Bank of America one time. And Bank of America, a cashier's check is like cash. Yes. Do you know they put a 12-day hold on my cashier's check?
That's the whole point of getting a cashier's check.
That's the whole point of getting a cashier's check. And I went through customer service and they, oh my God, push 2 if you want this. Push 5 if you want this. I was like, no, bitch, I want a customer service. We didn't get that. Can you repeat again? Bitch, I want a customer service. We didn't get that. Then they go, thank you, bye. I can't stand.
Yeah, but they kept rejecting it because they were saying we don't do that. So then that's when I found out that banks have like 6, 7, 8 different routing numbers, international routing numbers, all kinds of. I said, well, I need the one. And they were like, well, this is the one, but they won't pay we can't accept it because they're requesting the fee. They didn't want to pay the whatever the wire. They were like, well, ours are free and we don't pay the fee. So we just have to send a check. I said, fine. It was a mess. I kept saying, they were like, we sent it. And it was a mess. And I just got it rectified. And I've been dealing with that for 2 months.
You've got some suggestions from the people in the live chat. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. Almost up to 800 folks tuned in. You want some suggestions, Sherri?
Yes.
Angel says couldn't deal with Bank of America. Princess Doll says Team Credit Union. Eric Parker says that's ridiculous. Wow. Tanya wants to know, why are you still with them? That's bad business.
Oh, to answer that question, because I've been so busy
that I
haven't gotten around to going and closing the account. I got it because it was so convenient because there was a Bank of America around the corner. So I was like, well, let me, support a bank in my neighborhood. But I've had so many problems with Bank of America. And they're not open on Saturdays. Not my bank. Bank of America is supposed to be open on Saturdays. Not my bank. I guess they think they're robbed.
But see, I have to have different banks make sure they covered all over this nation. Because I don't want promoters talking about, oh, we ain't got that bank. I'm like, yes, you do. I already looked it up on the internet. And it is 1 mile away from the airport. When I land, there is a Wells Fargo. There is a TD Bank. HBSC. I'm like, there is a USA bank. I made sure that I can do banking where people are, so they can't be talking about, we ain't got that. Can I send you? No, they got that. I got that bank account. You can sell it.
Where's my? I'm gonna get Jeffrey. I told Jeffrey to bring me some water. He ain't brought it yet.
Well,
you have to. With promoters, this is why B has all these banks. Promoters are typically known. I can't do any other speak for any other genre, that's not the word, but any other field except stand-up comedy. So a lot of times when comics go on the road and they have to get paid, a promoter, not all promoters, there's some really professional and great promoters, but there's also a lot of promoters who cheat people and don't pay, don't keep their word. They write you a check and the check bounces, which is why a lot of comics like B-Phlat, who's very professional, who books comics and who goes on the road, she's like, give me the cash. I want to be able to get my money now, or be able to get this to the bank right now and cash it. Because a lot of promoters will not have the money to cover the check they wrote. So when B says, no, there's a bank. I was saying this. Cheryl Underwood, when she was on the road, she took me and Retha Jones, the comic, give him at Retha. Yes. So she took me, Retha Jones, on the road with her. This is when Cheryl was making a bunch of money doing stand-up. Me and Retha was struggling comics. So she took us on the road. And I kid you not, she did it was so many people there. Must have been 500 people. Cheryl killed. We opened for her. And the promoter, we went to the back room and he was like, I'm going to write you a check. And Cheryl said, no, this is Cheryl before she had Christ in her life. Cheryl cussed that promoter out so bad. This is when we used to think Cheryl carried around a knife and would fight you. Cheryl used to fight everybody. But if Cheryl respected you, you was good with Cheryl. But if you crossed that girl, if you cross Cheryl Underwood, the one y'all see on the talk,
it's not the one.
Cheryl Underwood, you cross her, you's gonna get it. So Cheryl, I remember, cussed the promoter out, and he was like, I ain't got it. And Cheryl told him, she said, I got a gun in my car, and I'm going to get that gun. And when I get back here and you ain't got my money cash, I'm using that gun. And I looked at Rita, I was like, we flew in, she ain't got no car. And Rita was like, shut up, my dumb mind. They gave Cheryl cash money. Cheryl Underwood, and Cheryl was so sweet. We was only supposed to make like $100. Cheryl gave me and Rita like $500 each. She was so.
Another thing what promoters don't understand, and I think that's why comedy should have a union. I don't like that bullshit when they say, well, let them go on and we're going to pay them, but we're getting your money together, or they may not have everybody, but they still want the show to go on. And I'm one of them, don't know, especially if I'm headlining, ain't nobody going on until everybody get paid. Don't be trying to, let me go. Girl, I had, rest in peace, Raj G. It was this one show, I never forget it. It was me, Raj G, Queen Aisha. Yes, and Nikki Carr doing this show for somebody up in New York area. So we get there, and it was and Freddie Ricks was hosting, and it was an all-female show. We get there, they hadn't started. They had like a drill team, just a lot going on. And people were like, what's taking so long? And I was like, okay, we 2 hours in, what's taking so long? So they was like, oh, he trying to get the money together. Girl, when them people saw me get up and get my coat, and my whole crew got their coat on, everybody was looking around like, wait a minute, we can't even see you. Where are you going? I said, out of here. And if y'all want to know, you better ask that dude over there with that red shirt on. I was, that hat. So we got up the crew. I said, look, I'm about to go. Y'all ain't started this show. Y'all ain't got nobody money. Y'all still waiting. What's going on? My wife went to drive to Yonkers from downtown. That take 2 hours. An hour to get up there, an hour to get back to get this. And then we going to have yours in cash and so-and-so's in cash. And the other people we going to pay to. I said, you know what? I ain't got time for all this because you already gave me my deposit. I'm getting ready to go home. I said, because by the time y'all get us on stage, it's going to be another hour. And people are leaving.
Yes.
Girl, we all in the elevator, my crew leaving, right? He came and stuck his foot in the door. Girl, I started stomping on this. I was like, man, get your mother. I was like, you got me. I was like, you got me. And we left. And then come to find out, 2 people did stay to do the show because they felt as though but they got paid in with a check that bounced. And I'm glad I was like, this ain't nothing but a little ride up from Philly back. Me and my homies, we gonna smoke up and smoke back. And I already got my deposit, so I don't feel as though I lost out. Maybe on some tolls. But you're not gonna make me work and then gonna bounce the check, and now I ain't got the rest of my money.
But you know how many bounce checks I've gotten from promoters because I didn't know, and I'm not like Cheryl. Well, I'm there. You gonna pay me my blanket blank money? But there was my friend used to do churches. Do you know a pastor paid him and the church bounced? So when he called the church up and the pastor said you should have wanted to contribute that back to the church fund. When I tell you, my friend was like, if you don't pay me my money. The one thing we got in common is before God, I'm going to come and whoop your ass. That's what he told the pastor. He said, and I'm going to do it right in front of God. You better give me my money. And he was like, you don't want to donate the money to the church.
The last drama I had was having to stay in the airport and turn right back around and get on the flight and come home. Because I was like, I want my money at the airport. I don't know, y'all. Yeah, I ain't going away. It's unfortunate. And they was like, oh, we gonna give it to you. No, you gonna give it to me now because I'm gonna pay $150 to change and go back home. And that's exactly what I did. And they didn't have people money. See, my instinct tells me I stick directly to my contract. And if you agree that I say, when you come to pick me up from the airport, I'll be like, have my money at the airport because the bank is by the hotel. Take me to the bank first so I can put my money in there. Then take me to the hotel. You know, normally I say stop at the gas station so I can get some waters and a wrap. Then take me to the hotel. Let me check in.
You know,
we going there first.
That makes me think.
Because y'all not setting me up to get robbed after the show. You know they do that. Pay you and then have somebody rob you after the show. My bank, they got to go rob the bank because my money is in the bank. Yeah, I don't.
Wow, that really makes me. You know, Chris Denman is the promoter of this show, who is also on our line, who is the president of Mid-Coast Media. He's the promoter. I don't know if you and Kym talked to him about giving you your money at the gas station, but
listen, we've got
I ain't even worried about
gas stations in St. Louis, right next to it.
That's the last place you want to get paid at is at the gas station in St. Louis where they got the shirts that say, where they got the sign that say, no shirts, no guns,
no service. No shoes.
No food, no drinks.
Well,
they just list the no gun in there, just like, oh well, it's just right in the little list of little things not coming here with. Yeah, so
I think Chris is okay. I think Chris is going to pay you your money.
I ain't even worried about that. Chris came through like the woo Metro Ticks.
I'm treating you all.
My last sold out show in St. Louis, January 19th at Central Stage.
I think
so. And you're coming back.
I think I should treat this like the invoices for the podcast studio have been treated over the last.
Oh yeah, we don't pay you on time. That's for sure.
I thought we were supposed to talk about that kind of stuff, Chris. You always say it on my show. When I'm trying to write it up, everybody how much I owe.
Well, here's the thing: we ain't no promote. We don't never pay Chris on time. I pay Chris. I don't know how Kym pay you, but she took over payment for a year because I was paying for the first 2/3.
Well, let's look at it like this: we doing something right because we still on. Ain't that right, Chris?
Chris is hanging on by a thread with this podcast.
I haven't unplugged it yet.
Yeah. There was something we were talking about. So Kym Whitley, B-Phlat, Andre Simone, Andre Lavelle, and some special guests are going to be live in St. Louis on March 10th. The tickets go on sale this Wednesday at metrotix.com. I'm sure I'm going to announce it on my show. So y'all, it's going to be a really, really, and then they're going to have a great Q&A at the end. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm so sorry I can't be there. I have a previous engagement, but Kym and I will be doing something live because, you know, we got nominated Two Funny Mamas got nominated for NAACP Image Award, our second nomination. And we thank all of our subscribers for voting. And we got some really stiff competition this time. So we're very thankful. So we're going to be together Friday. Now that Kym's still sick, I told her, you got to be well. By Friday, I'm flying in B-Phlat.
So let me ask you a question. Since my podcast is on your channel, and I smoke weed and be drinking, and because we be operating heavy equipment without the proper safety stuff on, what's my chances of getting the NAACP Image Award? Probably like slim to none.
Sherri, I think you take the if my mic is off, can you all hear me? Okay, it's low. It's low. Okay, so we'll get that fixed. But if you're like Andre, just lay claim. I guarantee you, Andre ends up with a trophy, and I'm proud of him.
Andre, I don't know who trophy you're getting. He's not getting my trophy.
All I know is
Kym.
I'm so proud of you and Kym, and I'm just glad that the antics on my show doesn't affect.
We ain't won yet, B. If we lose, I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna be mad because I'm gonna be like,
y'all gonna win.
B-Phlat is under
last year, and I was smoking and drinking and cussing last year. So hopefully they
Let me
clip
tell
on the wrong channel.
Tell her, if you don't subscribe to Two Funny Mamas and you're just on here for the first time, B-Phlat's podcast, Tighten Up Tuesday, it's Two Funny Mamas presents B-Phlat's Tighten Up Tuesday. So she's actually under the umbrella, the auspices of, I don't know if I'm using that word right, of Two Funny Mamas. So if we lose in B-Phlat on Tighten Up Tuesday, this is where you get to see her smoke her weed. She be cussing up a storm while she's doing projects and showing you how to do DIY projects. So if we don't win, I will blame you.
Because y'all won last year and I was doing the same shit.
There you go. And that is B-Phlat, ladies and gentlemen. So, okay, so then I can't blame you. If we didn't.
I don't want my show to affect what happens.
No, it's not affecting us. Not at all.
And did you see that heifer that's on the other channel? They be dancing and talk about Jane Pittman and doing the Jane Tubman dance.
Oh, boy.
Who's that? What are you talking about?
Exactly. So a lot of people are, because we got
She's nominated.
No, we got Cicely Tyson mixed up in two movies. We were getting a movie. If you saw A Woman Called Moses, if you remember the scene where she pulled the wagon, they strapped her to the wagon. We were getting that mixed. I was getting it mixed up with the Jane autobiography of Jane Pittman. Saying that movie, she did that. But when I did my research, I was like, damn it, she played both roles. She's the only one that ever played slaves back in the day. She played all the slave autobiography.
What was her name?
Cicely Tyson. So she played Harriet Tubman.
Cicely Tyson.
Yeah, she played A Woman Called Moses, the Harriet Tubman. And she played in Jane.
She also was Sounder.
We have a suggestion. Sorry to interrupt. We have a suggestion, B.
Yes.
Ramon says Sherri doesn't even know, but here we've got a suggestion. Seabreeze40 says show Sherri the Jane Tubman dance.
So we used to call it the Jane Pittman, and I dedicated it to strong women in terms of how she pulled that horse. I was like, women don't need no backup. We can be our own movement. If you look at Jane Pittman, how she pulled that horse, them other men couldn't do it, and they did, and she pulled that shit through town. So I do this dance. Then everybody's like, it wasn't Jane Pittman. It was Harriet Tubman in the autobiography. So now I don't call it that anymore. I just call it the Jane Tubman.
How's it go?
This is how you do the Jane Tubman. So when the music comes on Tighten Up Tuesday, I hit them with when she's strapping up and putting on to pull the wagon. So she be like, ah. To the right, like to the left. Ah. Yeah, she be hit it, Jane. Yeah, Jane be getting it. But see, now that she's free now, so she gets to come to the parties and kick it with us to help do the cat scat dance.
Now, what's the cat scat all about?
about keeping that pissy ass cat off my porch.
Maybe tell Sherri, give Sherri and the Too Funny. Hey, so this is on Tuesdays. You can see all these dances on Tighten Up Tuesday. So B-Phlat,
you started it. You just started the commotion. Ever since you had people starting cash apping me for my computer, thanks to all my Picassos, they've been cashing apping me for the dumbest shit. And now every week I get, can you please do the cat scat? Because I do, when the music come on, I do this dance go.
Give them the background, B. Tell them what it's about.
Get your ass up. Get.
But what's it about, B? Tell people why you started doing the
cat. She's trying to get off the porch.
Well, now, Sherri, there's more to it.
Girl, I have to, every morning, that cat be out there on my porch. Because there's two people on both sides of me that feed it. So it runs between my porch. But it likes to be on my little cozy area. So I open the door, I'd be like, get your... And then they'd be looking at me. So then I got to go out there and go. Like that, like 3 foot. So now...
You don't have any sense.
I know, I do this dance called the stray cat scat.
Okay. You don't have sense in your
because
body.
I'm thinking like, why won't it go and chill on the people porch that feeds it? But then
because we always want who don't want us. It's just something that happens. You want to be with those who don't want you. It's whether it's humans or cats.
And now when that cat see me, it run. It don't run. It kind of trot away like, oh, here come this heifer. Let me just go on this side. I don't even feel like it. But it takes its time. Like, I live here too, and you should share. And I'm thinking like, no, you shedding all over my porch. You don't pay no rent or nothing. You can't be chilling over here. You got people feeding you for free. It's a mess, Sherri. The lady next to me that made a little cat bed, bought the little thing for it, got the collar on the neck. I was like, how you even catch that shit? It's straight to put the little thing on the neck. So I got the little bed over there. Go chill in your bed where you got heat. Stay off I got spikes all over my furniture. Everywhere. I can't even sit on my own shit because of the cats. I got to remove like 12 grates of spikes if I want to sit on my furniture.
Okay, with the spikes. You're going to have PETA after me.
Because they're cat safety. That's what they're for. They're cat repellents, and it's to train cats.
Oh, they're not spikes. I thought they were spikes
that stick up that make it uncomfortable for birds and cats and dogs to sit on your furniture.
I thought you meant
they sell them on Amazon, 20 in a pack for $30, and I got them. And
this
is right on my
patio. Not sanctioned by me.
I'm just saying because I don't want them sitting on my furniture, shedding hair. I know I ain't the only one got stray cat problems that live in the city. So if you want some tips, watch Tighten Up Tuesday.
Tighten Up Tuesday.
I don't love cats. I love cats, but not stray ones that piss on my porch. Everybody think I got a cat coming over and smell my funky porch.
I think this may be a good time to read some comments.
Hey, while we're reading comments, thanks to everybody for tuning in. How's my mic volume? Let me know. We have a poll. We have a poll, Sherri, and we have the results from this poll. Thank you to the over 200 votes that we received. Who would you eat first if stranded? Bringing up the rear. Shout out to Charles, who had a very funny comment about this. Charles Dotson, I'd hate to have to eat either of them, but if I start with B-Phlat, I know I will at least get high before I die of starvation.
Yes, in the bloodstream.
In second place.
Float out in the ocean and be like, hey, it's a beautiful day.
In second place, the woman with the #1 new talk show. Her name is Sherri Shepherd with 38%. And the most edible of the Two Funny Mamas family, Kym Whitley at 47%. You can catch her on Act Your Age next month on Bounce.
Oh, that's right. Kym Whitley. Thank you for voting, everybody. We appreciate that. Kym Whitley, she will really appreciate that she won, that she's got more fatty parts for you to digest.
First.
Kym Whitley is going to be on her new sitcom. She's the star, and co-starring Tisha Campbell and Yvette Nicole Brown. It's on BET. Is it Bounce or BET Plus?
It's on Bounce, and it's on March 4th. It's on
Bounce TV, and it's coming out March when?
4th.
March 4th, and it's called Act Your Age. And it's like a Black Golden Girls. I'm so excited for Kym. Yeah, so it's even talks of them picking it up for next season, but it's called Act Your Age on Bounce TV. And you can go to audible.com and sign up for her podcast. It's called Kym, Kym. Variety put it as one of the top 10 Audible podcasts that you could listen to for 2022, that's quite a feat. And there was something else. She just finished a Christmas movie, but I don't know the name of it. So
it
won't be out till Christmas.
We do have some more comments if you want them. You've got some new listeners or new viewers that are new to the channel, and they have said that they will now support B-Phlat because she's very funny. They have not seen you before. That's like Sherri's favorite thing. If you guys didn't know that, Sherri loves lifting people up and shining a light on her friends.
I do. Yes, it's some people like B-Phlat. I love B-Phlat so much because I met B-Phlat. For those of you who don't know the story who are joining us, I met B-Phlat over 20 years ago, wasn't it, Mama? Yes, and I was doing a play called Vagina Monologues, and it was in Cleveland, Kym's hometown. And so Kym was shooting Curb Your Enthusiasm at the time, and she was supposed to be performing at this like comedy gig, and she couldn't make it. So she said, Sherri, could you fill in for me? And I said, sure. And I went to the gig, and when I tell you, it was sold out, but it was so many, like, I don't know what part of Cleveland we was in, but the type of people that was there scared me. And I was like, oh my God.
But it was fun.
It was good. You had fun. I was scared to death. This club was so hood in Cleveland, and I was like, I didn't know anybody. I didn't know any of the comics. And when I tell you, B-Phlat walked in just the same way she is now. Just she don't care. She's just bobbing. She walked in bobbing, and she was so kind to me. And I remember people who are kind to me, and I especially remember people because people are nice to me now because they want something or they want to come on the show or they want I get a lot more people who. I have people that are nice to me. I have people that are nice to me because of Sherri Shepherd, mm-hmm. And so I do remember people who are kind to me when I was just like this shy comic, which I was. And B was so sweet. She was so fun to me. And I got up. I didn't get that much laughter. But when I tell you B-Phlat headlined this club and it was packed, she got up in this thing and I just sat there like this. Wow, she's so funny. Wow. And I couldn't stop laughing. And there are some jokes, when you remember comics that you love, you remember some of their jokes. And there was a joke that B did. It was a joke where she was talking about how she loved dating these men. And, B is like Kym. They are just like, I'll get with this one and drop them like this. And I'll get with that one and drop them like this. And she said, and I can't stand these damn kids because I was dating this dude. And that little girl going to look at me talking about, are you my new mommy? And B-Phlat said, no, I'm just effing your daddy. Oh, when I tell you, I was like, wow. That was funny.
That's what I used to do that joke about. The dude would say, you want to watch my kids? And I'd be like, watch them do what? What they finna do? They talented. Let me see. I'm not.
You had another joke. You had another joke about. Do you remember the joke you did about being so high and you watching the ants or something?
Oh, yeah. Girl, I used to do about watching the ants carry shit. Yeah, I used to be like, I'll be watching the ants carry spoons. I'll be going in the house and getting stuff for them to carry. I don't even do that joke no. Every now and then I might. But yeah,
but this is the thing I love about B-Phlat. She always has new material. But that night, I just remember looking at her going, I want to be her friend. Like, she just was so sweet and so funny. And she paid attention to me, and we have just been friends since then.
So
and I love being
in your life.
Yeah, just have been friends. And I have always said B-Phlat, and every comic will agree with me. This is the thing. When you got a good name amongst comics, if you ask the male comics who's one of their top 5, B-Phlat comes up all the time. And so I've always said B-Phlat is one of the most underrated comics, like, in the game. Like, if you've never seen B-Phlat on stage, I would tell y'all, follow B-Phlat at all her flats is B-Phlat, so it's flat out PHLAT, flat out funny. And they're all PHs. I don't know what's wrong with this girl that she won't use Fs. They're all PHs. She's a Delta.
Balance.
Oh, your pH balance.
Yeah, I'm keeping my pH in balance.
Okay.
All of that.
Follow B-Phlat. She's a Delta. And she's raw. She's raw Delta. She got Delta branded from the fire. You know, like when they take the damn brand.
Right on my thigh.
Right on her thigh. Like, it ain't a lot of Deltas that got that. That ain't for the weak.
It ain't.
But follow B-Phlat when she's in your town. Please run and see her. Because this girl, and she will be on my show on, you know, you was definitely in the top. But then I also have to listen to the top.
Yeah, you got to
bring on comments. Well, B-Phlat will definitely be coming to the show. We just can't let her smoke weed and cuss. That's the only.
I won't smoke
and
weed.
You can't drink. And I don't know anybody who can say who can count the number of cuss words didn't come out of Flat's mouth.
Now you know what's funny? I just taped the Afro Channel night special that aired last Saturday, and I didn't even know it aired. But the funny thing is, the Picassos that saw me the month before, they were like, "Oh my God, B," because you couldn't cuss or anything. And Tight Mike was so nervous. And him and James John, they were like, "B, just don't talk about." I said, "Look, all you got to worry about is I ain't gonna cuss. Just tell me how much time I got to do. I'm gonna do my thing." They didn't already ask me back. I did my thing. I got a standing ovation. It was so funny. And everybody that saw me before the month before, they was like, "You did a whole different show." And I said, "I don't even know what I just did. Did somebody record it?" All I knew is I wasn't supposed to cuss. So
I'm putting another one. You can't get high either, and you can't drink.
No, I know that. But the thing about me, you know, I'm super professional. I do what I got to do where I need to be. So I just said, "Look, just tell me the stipulations." So I peeped out there, saw what I needed to see, and I did this totally whole different show. And Carlotta was like, "You're amazing. You did a whole different show from when you were." I said, "Girl, I hope you recorded it because I don't know what I just said." I said, "But I did record it on my phone so that I can listen to it." But it was a whole nice, great, clean, crazy show. I did.
I'm teasing you.
I know.
You are. You are very professional.
I was nervous.
You was nervous when?
I was nervous when you were doing promo on local news here. I was like, I don't know if it's going to translate. And then Sherri, what'd she do?
Freaking ripped it.
Tore the house down.
I did. And you know I made the news people get up and get your day started. Girl, I had them on there looking crazy. I was like, "Girl, you can do it. Get your what's a move, get your day started." So Julia was like, "Yes, and when I go back, we getting our day started. You better do something."
That's just the person. That's the person that you are. No matter where you are, you're gonna have people cracking up, and you just one of the real ones. And I'm excited for you because, you know, y'all got to check out B-Phlat on her YouTube videos because she's just amazing, and I love her so much. And that's why I want y'all to see Game Face Kevin Hart, because this heifer here, I guess she didn't get the memo that she couldn't drink on Kevin's show, and Kevin even told her. So this is the one time, Chris, I will say B-Phlat is very professional. Now she over here, just give me the parameters, and I'll do what you tell. Just tell me what you want. All I care about, if you tell me how much time I got to do. Now this was Kevin the whole time. B, you can't get high on my show. B, you can't get high on my show. B, you can't be drinking. I ain't supposed to be drinking. Oh shit, I done spilled my wine all over the fucking floor.
I did spill the wine off the floor.
I done spilled fucking wine on the floor.
I was like, "Oh shit, where my wine go?"
Wine all over my blonde hardwood floors. I was like, "What is you doing drink?" B, and then Kevin's like, "B, you can't be drinking on the show." I swear to God.
Why'd you drink, B?
Roxy Diaz was on the show with her person and Candy Burris. They all looking at the screen like, who is this woman?
Crazy woman.
Cursing up a storm. And then she go look at me. Okay, well, can I smoke? No, you can't smoke on the show, B. Y'all gotta see it.
They was talking shit, and Kevin was talking shit.
This is me the whole time.
But you know they was talking shit about us, Sherri, about us being older. I was like, y'all talking shit. We about to show out. And don't let me cut up. I was like, shit, say what you want to say, Kevin. Shit.
Oh my gosh. I tell you, I had so much fun. But
these old heifers are here about that.
B, you can't curse on the show.
I didn't cuss that much, but me and Kevin had fun going back and forth. It was fun.
I'm so excited. I can't wait till it airs because when I tell you Kevin was cracking up at B, it was so much fun to do this show Kevin, with her.
You always be talking about why Kevin don't do this for you. Why Kevin? Kevin. I said Kevin ain't never gonna forget that I was gonna leave him at the border and told him to call his mama. It was all right. I said Kevin, you're not gonna make me. He left his passport in my house. We was 10 hours away from. I done drove 10 hours up to Toronto. We get to the damn border. He talking about B. Tori gave me the wrong camera bag. I left my passport in your house. I said you better call your mama because you might be stuck here. This time I was gonna cost $300.
How did he get out?
They let us in, and then when we and the funny Canada, that girl, this was like 20 years ago. Back then, it was so funny because you know how little Kevin looked.
Yes.
They thought he was my son. They just let us out. I just showed my things. They let us right out the damn country. But coming in, I had to show the contract and all the other stuff and let them know that we were coming there to perform. And I had my work permit. We were doing yuck. And they had us hemmed up. And Kevin he called his mama. And she's like, they were going to make us pay a $300 fee. Girl, I ain't got $300. They was paying us like $600. I had to give Kevin theirs like $2. I was getting $4. He was getting $2.
Kevin Hart, y'all see here, was getting $200 for a gig. This is a millionaire right now.
So his mama was going to have to send, but they were like, we're going to go ahead and let him in. So they let us in. And then they gave us some kind of little paper in case we had to show it to get out. But girl, they ain't even asked us. We drove right out. I showed my passport and drove right out of that shit. We made our little money and came home. 10-hour drive. That's 20 hours. Driving up to damn Toronto and back.
When Kevin saw B-Phlat,
in the back of his mind, he'd be like, damn, B was straight up going to leave me at the border. I was. I don't have no regrets. That's one thing in life. You can't have regrets. It's part of your journey. Shit, I even always remind him. I be like, Kevin, remember I was going to leave you at the border and told you to call your mom.
That was fun.
How about
the truth?
I got a couple comments for you and a question, if you're ready, Sherri.
Yes.
Cassandra Brennan. Chris tells Sherri I was watching her show and my granddaughter walked in and she said, who is that lady? I said, her name is Sherri Shepherd. She said, she's pretty. Look at that. That granddaughter's not after your money or your fame. She just sees it.
The sweetest.
Isn't that nice?
Thing. Oh, now I wish that she was a man and 52 years older. Thank you.
And then she gonna say her granddaughter is 47.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, that would be so sweet. Literally, heterosexual man.
Right.
That's hysterical. Tell her thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Oh, guess who we had on the show today? Because you like country music, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Guess who's on the show today? Jimmy Allen, the black country singer, was on the show today.
I love me some black. You need to have Kane Brown on there, black country singer.
Oh,
Key's excited. Key's excited.
We're having Mickey Guyton come back. Kane Brown. I gotta write that down.
Kane Brown is all that and a bucket.
Yeah, we've never had. I will tell them about Kane Brown. We've had Jimmy Allen came today, and it's so funny because he's performed at Madison Square Garden. He's opening for Carrie Underwood, and he asked me to come and see him. And I had to think about it. He was like, you ain't doing nothing. I said, first of all, how do you figure I'm not doing nothing?
Right.
Doing podcast. Don't tell me I'm not doing that. I'm gonna do B-Phlat tonight. And I was like, yeah, it's B-Phlat.
Question about the Sherri show.
I like a lot of country singers and just a couple black country singers, but I really like Kane Brown. He's dope.
I'll put him down. Yes.
Question was emailed to twofunnymamas@gmail.com. This is from, I believe this is the government name, Nunya Bitness. Just curious, what were the ratings when Kym was on the Sherri show compared to previous shows? I believe that's referring to last week's appearance.
I don't want to say because Kym may be watching. I don't want her to get a big ass head.
That's good to hear.
There you go, Chris. That's the answer. It was a good rating, I guess.
Let me see. Let me text John. Let me see. John.
Everywhere I go, somebody know him.
Ratings. Wait a minute. Hold on 1 second. John, did we get the ratings from when Kym was on the show? Question mark. I
had a funny John moment last week.
I just met a lady in Bossier City that knows John. One of my sorors, the doctor. Everybody know him.
Everybody know John.
Down here in Bossier City.
Yeah, because he travels a lot and he does a lot of work. Like John Murray, people see John and they think, oh, is that Sherri's sidekick? John Murray has known Kym and I. He actually knew Kym first. Kym introduced me to John. But John was an entertainment, or still is, he doesn't do it as much, entertainment pundit, entertainment journalist. John literally knows everybody in Hollywood. John knows where every bone is buried because everybody tells him that. He does a lot of management for people, crisis control. Like people call John Murray. So John was always, you would see him on CNN and doing all the pundit stuff. And when I asked John, because he would always help me when I filled in for Wendy, he would help me like craft my thoughts. Because a lot of times, I'm going to say this right now, when I'm tired, I get to talking in diarrhea of the mouth, which gets me in a lot of trouble. I've always gotten in trouble when I was little. I got in trouble in the middle years. I got in trouble in high school. I get in trouble now. So a lot of times I got in trouble on The View, my diarrhea of the mouth when I'm tired. And so sometimes, so he helps me articulate. He would help me when I filled in, kind of articulate my thoughts so they were succinct and I could get my jokes out. And so when they offered me the talk show, I'd always told John, because we produced stuff together, and I always said, John, if I get a talk show, you have to come and like be right there with me. So when I got the talk show, I said, you have to become the executive producer because I cannot make this journey without you. And I really had to fight for John. And basically I was like, I won't do the journey without John. So he gave up really a big part of his career because he was moving up. And he gave up pretty much all of that to come on board with me, because producing a talk show, people who watch it see him in the front. John had Janet Jackson come on. When she surprised me, that was John Murray. He did that. We got some guests. Huh?
He know a lot of people. I'm telling you, everywhere I go, somebody knows.
And John calls in a lot of favors. So I don't think that we've announced them yet, but we got a big group coming on the show. John Murray, he gets a lot of people there. He makes a lot of stuff happen. And when you see the success of my show is literally like, it's our brainchild, and he makes it happen in the back. He's there in the morning and he's there till late. So a lot of things that I do in my act one, we call it my act one, where I do hot topics and stuff like that. John Murray is behind. He comes in the room every day because I don't have a joke writer, so I do my own material. And so
it doesn't take a lot from you. If it don't stress.
Let's give Sherri some credit too. I know, like for a fact,
don't realize how hard that is to do your own stuff.
Oh my gosh!
Speaking of Ellen.
Yeah.
Ellen had a daytime talk show. I can name two people that we do a podcast here at Midcoast Media, Greg Fitzsimmons and Mike Gibbons, incredibly talented writers who've worked on all kinds of fun stuff. They were part of a cast of 7 or 8 writers.
When I tell you, people on talk shows have writers. Nick Cannon had 4 writers who helped him with his jokes. Ellen DeGeneres had a ton of writers. I don't have any writers. It's me. And I have to, and I'm gonna give a shout out to Norman. I get people who are just naturally funny around me. Norman, and there's another producer named Ashley. So when we go over what I'm going to talk about in the morning, I might come in and say, oh my gosh, this such and such happened and it was so funny. Now I'm a comic, so I know how to craft it so it's funny, but they add things. Because, when people are adding things, it makes you think of even more stuff. And so they're there. And they'll say something and it'll spark more funny. But that's typically what a writer would do. Like a writer would sit with me and say, Sherri, we got this topic. Here's 7-8 jokes that you could just pull from. So I don't have that. So when I'm sitting on that chair, it's literally me coming up with stuff off of my head. But what John does is he crafts it, because a lot of times with that, you'll say things that may not be politically correct. You may say things that are going to get you in trouble, because it's a live show. A lot of talk shows are pre-taped. So if you say something crazy, they can edit that out. Or if you have technical difficulties, they edit that out. I'm sitting on the couch. We're live. If I burp, because one time I did the podcast B and I couldn't stop coughing. So Chris, he just shut the podcast off.
All right. So that was.
he didn't say, okay, we gonna give Sherri a minute. I was coughing. We just went blank.
Was that last week you're talking about?
No, it was like a couple weeks ago. I couldn't stop coughing.
Oh yeah, we just said I thought it was better comedic timing to just end it and just.
When I was sitting there on the computer, because I had stopped and I was like, is Chris gonna come back on? Are we gonna do it? Like, wasn't nobody there for Mid-Coast Media. Chris shut it down and went home. I was like, hello, are we going to finish the podcast?
You blame it on the internet, Chris.
What's that?
Did you blame it on the internet like you do on Tighten Up Tuesday?
Well, see, B doesn't pay her cable bill sometimes, so I take up. If you really want to get into it, guys, no, that was a bad run. Where we lost internet.
It was one of those, but like being on a live show, like those kind of things, because they're live, they can't edit those out. So if I start coughing real bad, that's probably my biggest fear, is that I will have a coughing fit because sometimes I'll be on such a roll, you take a deep breath and you'll be talking and I'm like, oh my gosh, if I start coughing, like it's live. So I don't have a net. And what John does is he helps me so that I don't get no trouble, because sometimes I'll say things that I think is funny that may offend some people. I'll say things that may, trigger somebody's feelings. Whoever's watching me. And so I'm so thankful for John, because, they renewed us, the Sherri Show, for 2 more years, which means that John, this is his life right now. And when I gave that announcement and I cried because I looked at him, he gave up so much to take this journey with me, but it has my name on it, and like Miss Oprah said to me, sometimes I have to make these really hard decisions and I feel bad, but this is a learning lesson. She said, Sherri, the show lives or dies by you. Like if this show don't work, they're not going to look and be like, oh, Chris from Mid-Coast Media shut the show down. They're going to go, Sherri, it was you. So, and I love using your name, Chris. But she says, they don't blame the producers because you have bad producers. It's you. So I have to, it's a lot of stuff that I got to be harsh with because it's got to be right.
Exactly. And it is people's livelihoods.
It is. But I'm very thankful for John Murray.
And a lot of people don't understand that behind every star, there's always somebody giving up their passion or what they may want to do to help you succeed. If they really truly believe in what you're doing, they don't resent it. They just go along and just help you out. And those are the people are true to you, especially if they're willing to put a part of their life on hold. Oh, I might hit the lottery. It's not even that kind of thought. It's like they truly believe in a dream and what, what I'm saying, and a passion of a person. And that's a hard one. Because believe me, I have people that support me wholeheartedly and that put their shit on hold for me in terms of supporting.
Because they believe in what you're doing.
Exactly.
I think for John and I, we've had this vision of being able to lift people up, which is why we got the Laugh Lounge of people, comics who wouldn't necessarily be able to come on a talk show and sit on the couch. Because, you know, the thing about it, I think people go, oh, you got a talk show. I want to come on the talk show. It's much harder than that because talk shows are on the air. You got to have ratings. You have to have, the ratings have to show. And so, you know, some people want to go on a talk show, but if the audience doesn't know who that person is sitting on the couch, it's so much competition that I have. Other talk shows, streaming networks. So if there's somebody that you may not recognize, and then you go, well, I don't know who they are. And you say, oh, but this talk show got this guest and I don't know who they are. Or, oh, this is on Netflix. You're going to turn it off. And that makes my ratings go down. So, you know, sometimes I have to explain to people, I just can't have everybody. That's why we have a lot of big celebrities.
People, like, you got to explain that to people because you know how stuff works.
Because I think that people who
as soon as you say yes to them, they ain't gonna ask you for no explanation. But when they're not,
I think some people feel like because I'm a Black woman and it's so hard for us to get a chance. You know, I get a lot of people in my DMs who are like, you know, I wrote a book on, this is a harsh one, violence against women. And I would love to come on your show. They've self-published their book. And I want to help so many people. But the practical of it is, if it's not going to make my ratings go, like every once in a while I can do some things, but a talk show is dependent upon advertisers and the numbers. And so, you know, on my podcast, because I have a platform to explain it, is why I do. That's why it's hard to get on a talk show. When people say, I've sent, you know, to Tamron and Jennifer Hudson and you and none of y'all answered, and this is an amazing thing. And it's just like, you know, it's, I got heads that I have to answer to. And it's about these ratings. So we try to put people in. Like we had Dr. Bobby Jones on the show. You remember Bobby Jones?
Yes.
From gospel?
Yes.
And when I tell you, it did my heart so, like, we had to fight for Bobby Jones because a lot of people didn't know who Bobby Jones was. But when he came out, he got a standing ovation. We had to turn people away. It was hundreds of people that came to see Bobby Jones. And we had to turn people away. And when I tell you, Bobby Jones has never been on a mainstream media show. It's always been gospel stuff. So my show was the first one. He's 84 years old, and I've always wanted to give him his flowers because he was the Don Cornelius of Soul Train. Don Cornelius did the R&B. He did that for the gospel folks. He was what Dick Clark did to pop music. He was that person, and to be able to give him, you know who coming on, girl? Friday, Tom Joyner. From the Tom Joyner Morning Show.
I just had Sybil Wilkes on the show about a month ago, and she had me frame some photos because she's a photographer. She's into photography. So I showed her some really cool ways to frame photos with belts. Just like regular old belts. So she loves it.
She's another supporter of women. When I filled in for Wendy, I brought Sybil Wilkes on to give Sybil her flowers. I bought, oh my gosh. And so some things I can do that's just been a passion of mine. Sylvia Traymore Morrison. Do you know Sylvia? Sylvia Traymore Morrison is the first Black female impressionist. She was the first Black female writer on Saturday Night Live. Sylvia Traymore Morrison. When I tell you, a lot of us don't know who this woman is that opened up a lot of doors. Sylvia Traymore Morrison was a stand-up comic, but couldn't get booked back in the day, B. But so they told her, be in the beauty pageant. She got in the Miss USA beauty pageant and tied with a woman named Bernadette Stannis. Do you remember Bernadette Stannis?
I don't.
Thelma from Good Times.
Oh, I didn't know that was Thelma's last name. I knew her first name was Bernadette.
Bernadette Stannis. So her and Thelma tied because all Sylvia wanted to do was do stand-up, but they wouldn't book her. So her and Bernadette Stannis tied for first place in the Miss USA pageant. Bernadette Stannis got a call from an agent in Hollywood and went on to do a show called Good Times with Jimmy J.J. Walker. Sylvia Traymore Morrison got a call from the USO, and she went overseas and did her stand-up comedy for the troops. Then she came, and Red Fox saw her and said, I'm gonna fly you out to LA and manage you. And she opened for Red Fox. And then after Red Fox, she was doing stuff with Richard Pryor. Then she was somebody couldn't do a roast for Richard Pryor. Somebody, no, it's from Muhammad Ali. They couldn't make it. So they said, call Sylvia Traymore Morrison. She got up and did impressions of all of these people, including Muhammad Ali, and he loved her. Then she was back on the road. This is like somebody who we, as stand-up comics, need to know. And nobody knew about this woman, and she came on my Laugh Lounge. And when I tell you to watch the audience go crazy, Kiki Shepherd came on Showtime. At the Apollo.
I always got to give a shout out to my soror, Kiki Shepherd. I love working with her.
I'm not doing the Delta. I don't want y'all to get on me.
You don't want me to jump through the screen to scratch you up, Sherri.
I'm not even trying. Y'all, I'm not doing the Delta thing. I'm just like Joy. Kiki Shepherd. I'm not disrespecting. Kiki Shepherd came on the show, and everybody gave her a standing ovation. And to be able to give Kiki her flowers, and she told us all about her experiences. So to live out this dream of doing my talk show and be able to have people on that I've always admired or I want folks to know about is such a blessing. To be able to say, B, you ain't even got to audition. You're going to be on the show. We're going to have weed for you in your green room.
You got to have because I don't be smoking everybody's stuff. That's one of my rules. I have my own stuff.
Oh, well, bring on your own stuff. Give it to me. I'll buy it for you. I'll buy it from you for you, and I'll gift wrap it and put it.
Oh, no. One thing I don't want to be doing is having red eyes in the morning looking crazy on TV. So, I never red eyes. Oh, no. I'm sure I'll be gummied up.
Dawn has not answered me about Kym Whitley, but I know that she did really well. Kym Whitley came on the show with me, and we had the Magic Mike Live strippers on, and Kym was amazing. She was so daggone good, and that is that daggone Kym Whitley can think off the top of her head.
I don't like the male stripper thing.
I know it was fun because we were celebrating singles. I know.
Even like when my girls were going to be having like the bachelorette parties back then, they'd be trying to get up on you all greasy and shit. I never liked that. I used to be like, oh my God, he too greasy. He don't even have no hair on his chest. Look like a boy. I like a man.
That's hysterical.
Never like all that nasty dancing up on me. So I would be the person behind the bar, like serving the drinks at the baby shower. I ain't never thought it was appropriate to have strippers at the baby shower, but they would be there.
Well, that ain't no baby.
I know, but
baby in your stomach.
I know, but I would just be the person behind the bar selling drinks like, oh, they are cutting up. Somebody grandma over there with a booty in her face.
That's the funniest thing.
Yeah, it'd be the grandmas there, and they'd be up on the grandma, and the grandma be like,
I never like strippers to pick me up. I don't like that. Like they can give me a lap dance. I don't like to be up in the air because I threw a bridal show for my girlfriend, and we had 4 different strippers come in. Every 15 minutes was a new stripper, and one picked me up. And I told him at the beginning, I was so mad. I said to him, I am the host of the show. I'm the one paying you. Do not pick me up. And he picked me up and swung me upside down, and I had a ponytail and it fell off my ponytail. I was so mad at him because I was like, my ponytail, and I ain't got but this bit of hair. That's it. So the ponytail fall off. It ain't like I got long hair underneath. And I was so mad. I kept going, put me down. And he kept, because when they pick you up, they be bumping you.
Yes,
and I was like,
that's what I don't like. I don't feel like they got to touch you. If you want to do your dance and be all out there doing that and sliding on the ground in the grass and shit on the slip and slide, fine. Don't get up on me. I don't care what you do. I don't like when they be trying to get up. And I'm not giving you my $1. Because I need
your $1. They told
Kym. I'm one of the people that I do not tip because that's not nothing that I'm into. So I'm not about to give you my money. But because I enjoy the art thing from afar, but don't get up on me. I don't like that when the no,
I don't mind. It's like it's for the show, and I know women are loving it. But
there's so many other women out there that love that. I feel like they pick out the ones that they know that they can irritate. Especially it'd be like a woman over there, she'd be having 20s all hanging out the bra, and then but they go over there and get the shy one that's looking crazy sitting there with a cup of coffee like me.
With a cup of coffee. Okay, first of all, you got a cup of coffee at a strip club.
And I'm looking like, I'm just here to look at the show. Don't be over here. I ain't got nothing but a cup of coffee and $2.
They did not pick up Kym and I because we told them don't pick us up. Because I said, first of all, Kym was like, I don't know why they can't pick us up. I think that'd be funny. And I said, Kym, you have a bad back, and I'm gonna wet my pants. And so there is the show.
Sherri,
too old people picked up. Yes, sir.
If you all are listening and you're tuned in to Two Funny Mamas, I highly recommend you go back and watch on YouTube that episode with Kym. And I'm uploading some photos right now, Key, if you want to pop them up.
Whitley was so
but
funny.
So I heard the laugh. I've done this show with you for long enough. Kym got you going, and B, when I say I heard the laugh, the alarm was sounding in my head. It was the Sherri's about to pee. It took it to that gear of laughter. It was really funny. It was great. Great job by you too.
It was so much fun having you there.
Upload, Chris.
There's some photos. We'll show some photos in just a second.
It was Kym was fun. People keep asking for Kym to come back, but we probably won't have Kym back. Not this season because we're on a budget. And so Kym ain't cheap. That was Kym. She came out with a money gun.
Oh, okay.
She came out. And you know Kym said, Chris, so you got your little talk show. I see you with your little talk show. Because I done got on Kym about saying everything little.
You did say that. Whose choice was it for her? She looked great. I loved the green.
She looked amazing. It was
all I know is, Sherri, when I come on the show, don't say shit to me about wearing 3 things that you gave me. And don't be like, B-Phlat, that's my shirt. Is that the shoes I gave you? Is that the pants I gave you? I'm saying
that is another thing. The one thing I explain to people, because Kym came out in sunglasses. And she put the sunglasses on because she said she knew it would irritate me. And I probably was going to say something. And I did not. And that's another thing, B. You have to come on the Laugh Lounge. I get a certain amount of time, and I don't want to take away from it, making it about me. So you got 6 minutes to come out and kill. You could be wearing everything in my hair, and I won't say nothing. Good. I will get to your first question because I know I got so much time to give to you. And people don't realize 6 minutes, which is what we give our guests on the couch, goes by quick. If we do 30 seconds, that's a lot of time. So Kym was like, why you didn't say nothing about my glasses? Because I didn't want to take time away from you.
I'm just saying, don't be mentioning that I'm going to have on 3 pieces that you gave me. I'm saving them. I'm saving them for my debut. I'll be like, booyah.
Now, I apologize. I get a lot of messages and DMs from people with suggestions and emails and all that stuff. So thank you for always supporting the show and doing that. I apologize. I can't find who sent it to me, but I don't have the photo. But Jack A was on Jennifer Hudson's show the next day. Also,
I'll send it to you because I sent it to Kym. I was like, Jack A got the same suit on.
Or the same outfit.
The same suit. She was on Jennifer Hudson. I said,
I don't know how that happens. All these clothes. I don't know how that happens.
I thought it was
when
hilarious.
They had that dumb shit that say who wore it best. First of all, it shouldn't have been 2 of them. If they a star, that's how I look at it. It shouldn't have been 2 of them damn outfits. Talking about who wore it best.
I tell you, here it go. Wait, is this Jennifer Hudson? I don't think I have a. I don't think I have.
I can find it. I can find it.
Yeah, but I can show the one that I got. That is Jack A.
Yeah,
her green suit on.
Yep.
Jack A got, and I'm looking for it because I sent them side by side, and Kym said, "Who was that?" I said, "That's you, your other half on the Jennifer Hudson show." Jack A got a green suit on with black hair, and you on my show with a green suit on and black hair. Y'all heifers need to talk to each other before you do a talk show. This is ridiculous. I said, y'all keep trying to tell people you're different, but you keep doing stuff the same.
That's what I'm saying.
What the heck is going on?
When you go to these designers, you got to be able to sue them when you walk up there and say, do anybody else got this outfit? And they say, oh, no, it's exclusive to you. And then you see somebody else with it on and be like, oh, I want my money back because so-and-so had that on at the Oscars.
Yeah, what are the chances? That shade of green, too.
That's the chance. Because that industry is small, Chris. A lot of people be having the same stylist, all kind of different stuff. You know, you just never know. All I know is
I'm putting one
if
together.
I'm getting an exclusive, if I'm rich and I got all that money, they make
that's why I make my own stuff. This is Kym with me. Look at it. Got the same thing Jack A got on. Green and black hair. Them two look just, and there's Jack A again. Wait, hold on, so I can put it. Green with black hair.
It's so funny.
That was the funny. Oh, I got it. Oh, here it is. Here it is together. This is both of them.
Look at that.
Look at that.
And thank God you got your hair down, Sherri, because if you had your hair back, they'd say you had a damn Jennifer Hudson
that's uploaded, Key.
Oh, I'm so glad you had your hair down. They had your hair out.
We got, well, you know, Jennifer does the really beautiful bobs, and she does really
blow that up.
Top.
Look at this. Sorry, Sherri.
Look at that. Look at that.
Look at that.
Do you see that? Kym, that's Kym Whitley at the top with me, and that's Jack A with green suits with Jennifer.
Pretty funny.
These two need to talk to each other. And then they keep saying they not one and the same.
There you have it right there. They're kindred spirits and don't even know it.
Don't even know it. I cracked up.
Don't even know it.
Cracked up when I saw that. I need to send Jennifer Hudson that picture. I'm gonna text her. Send me that picture, Chris, because I'm gonna send it to Jennifer. Say, you know, your guest is wearing the same thing as my guest, girl. We got me and you got to talk.
That's what happened when our shows are down the hallway from each other and we got to share wardrobe.
Our shows are down the hallway from each other. Y'all watch Sherri, watch Jennifer Hudson, and then watch Tamron Hall. 3 black women on TV.
Yeah, on daytime television doing that.
There's something that, like somebody texted me and they said in my comments on one of the things, they were like, I just can't with you. And I said, well, I'm not for the faint of heart, but you got my sister, Jennifer Hudson, or Tamron Hall. So don't give up on everybody. If you don't like me, go support the other sisters, you know?
That's right. And if you don't like daytime talk, you can always watch Tighten Up Tuesday.
Oh my God.
At 9 p.m.
9 p.m. on Tuesday.
Oh, I love you.
Smoking and joking and having fun on Tighten Up Tuesdays.
Is there any comments from
you bet
Marcia
says the 2 stylists are laughing it up. What a coincidence. Darletha, somebody's leaking info. How did they know Kym's colors and styles? Scratching her head. Alicia Waters says now you got to put Kym back on so she can wear a different outfit. Daphne is crying laughing. We've got Elizabeth saying amen. Arlene says, yes, I love that you promoted them in that post. Miss Cups says, that's right, B. Antonia's laughing. Everybody's having a good time. Let me scroll up just a little bit. I've got a few more. We've got so many people in here. Thank you. There's 1,000 people watching this right now.
Thank you.
JP thought he was tripping whenever he saw the 2. D. Perez had said hello earlier. I believe they're from a theater and wanted to say hey to Sherri. I can't see which theater that was, but yes. So she, lots of things going. Oh, Vernell, I don't go to strip clubs because I don't like. I never did like male strippers are nasty to me. That's why I would never go. There you go. B's your supporter as well.
Oh, and all that stuffing they be doing ain't even right. Then 3 socks fall out. Hell no. If you don't pick up
3 socks fall out.
Yeah, fine.
Oh boy, Sherri's fixing her.
Whatever they be doing.
We'll do that. We'll remind everybody.
Right. I've heard that strippers have to stuff. Sometimes they add a couple socks, I
don't think so.
I don't typically go to strip clubs, but this was the Magic Mike live experience, and Magic Mike is out. So we had the dancers come out to do the Valentine's Day. But I thought that we did it because I thought it would be really funny.
It was hilarious.
Kym, literally, I couldn't see what Kym was doing. So when I watched it back, this daggone girl was acting like she was having the shakes. Somebody put in my comments, was like, what? Something's wrong with Kym. I think she needed emergency care. I said that heifer was active, but she was good. She acted like she was going blind. She cursed. They had to bleep her behind that. We had to pay overtime to the people because Kym cursed. So they had to come back in. They don't like going back and re-editing stuff because it's overtime. They had to bleep out her cursing.
I was sitting there laughing, just staring at the TV to anyone walking in. So if you walk into the studio in the offices, it's a giant window. You can see everything that's happening from a block away on one of the busier streets in St. Louis. If you walk in, how big is our TV when you walk in? 80 inches or something? Huge. I don't know, 70 inches.
So I'm sitting across the street.
Yeah, so I'm watching this. So I'm watching because I like to watch your highlights, Sherri, and in between calls and stuff. And I pop it up, and that damn Magic Mike group is up there grinding all over Kym. I'm laughing my ass off. It was so funny. It was great. And in walks a meeting, and it's a dude. He just walks in, and I'm sitting there staring like with my mouth open at Magic Mike and Sherri and Kym, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I didn't hear him come in. I was like, "Oh, I was just catching up on Sherri's show." Yeah.
Oh yeah, the strippers. That's hysterical.
And also, Perez is from the King's Theater, if you're aware of that. So,
the King's Theater in Brooklyn.
Believe so.
Oh my gosh, I was just there watching. Oh my God, I went to see Gregory Porter for Valentine's Day.
Shout out to Gregory Porter.
I ain't even gonna lie, I forgot it was Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I told you, I did my own. I went upstairs and said, "Oh, good morning, happy Valentine's Day." Because my uncle, girl, I thought it was Monday, and it was on that. And I was like, "Wait a minute, it is Valentine's." I was thrown the day off. I've been thrown off, Sherri, traveling.
That's when you've been married for 12 years.
And jumping around. And when my Uncle Durkee called that morning, he was like, "Good morning, Niecy, and happy Valentine's Day." I was all on the camera, like, "Wait a minute, it's Valentine's Day." I was like,
"How long you and Dennis been married? How long you been married?
Years.
How many years?
13.
You said, "What?"
Girl, I sure did, because I was down here working at like 6:30 in the morning, and I was like, "Wait a minute, Uncle Durkee." I was like, "Oh, it is Valentine's." I said, "Lord, let me go upstairs and say happy Valentine's Day."
Okay, first of all, y'all people who've been married for 12 years or more, you like when you single like me, you remember Valentine's Day. You remember you just do stuff. When you were married that long, oh my God. Did Dennis remember Valentine's Day for you?
Yes, he did. But see, I was up early. He was still asleep. And I didn't have no card or nothing. Obviously, girl, I thought it was Monday. And Uncle Dave was like, "It's Tuesday." I was like, and I told Chris, I was like, "Oh, I ain't do none of my tighten up Tuesday stuff." I was like, "Shit, I'm gonna be late." Because I thought it was Monday.
I was saying, yeah.
The next day was Tuesday, Valentine's. That goes to show you.
Sherri, that's how it went.
That's sad, ain't it?
And I was like, did you tell him, B? I was like, yeah, Valentine's Day is on Tuesday. And then instead of B saying, "Let me get my husband a gift," B was like, "Speaking of Tuesdays, I do a podcast on Two Funny Mamas YouTube channel every Tuesday. Follow me on Instagram." Thank you, B-Phlat out.
Okay.
Yeah, but you know what it is? I guess because I have a whole scrapbook this thick of cards and love that I get from my husband every day. We celebrate that. So like it wasn't like a big deal because we're always in love. We don't be looking at a holiday like, "Oh, this is a special day. Let me get the flowers and the candy." You know, We're not.
Yeah, because y'all have themed nights anyway. Y'all got different things.
Exactly. And it was Taco Ball Tuesday anyway. So we
Taco Ball Tuesday.
Careful what path you walk down here,
Careful.
Sherri.
You're getting an NAACP Image Award.
Okay, you tell me after we win.
Exactly.
Oh, here's a good one from the audience. Alexis says, "Listen, I didn't think we were doing Valentine's Day. I came home and he had a gift on the bed. I walked out the house and went to the store."
See, now I don't feel bad.
Oh, that's good.
Girl, I flipped through my camera. I was like, wait a minute. Let me see what that. And I was like, Uncle Dirty, let me go say hi to my husband. Say happy Valentine's Day. Yeah.
Did you give him some?
No, girl, I brought my ass right back down here and started working. We went back to sleep. I came back on down here and was working on Tighten Up Tuesday, trying to upload the stuff because I was thrown. That was the day of Tighten Up Tuesday.
This is Valentine's Day when your husband is like, you supposed to get freaky deaky.
No, we do that all the time. Ain't no special day of get freaky deaky. It just happens. And we lucky that it just still happens. All these hot flashes I be having. All this flashing I'll be doing. We got to get it in between the sweat. I feel like we almost got to lay the towel between us.
Sherri, I know you got a lot to get to. What are you looking forward to? Anything you want to talk about for the Sherri Show coming up?
We got some. Oh man, I can't tell you guys, but we have some really amazing guests that are coming up. We just secured a guest that is like, ah! I'm so excited. So I'll be interviewing her. We got some other very, very amazing guests. I'm very thankful because of the caliber of the show and the fact that we've been renewed for the next 2 years. Now folks are starting to say, hey, we want to be on your show because we've seen it. We've seen how much fun you've had with guests. Guests have told us what a good time they've had. And so we're getting some really like major names, like Janet Jackson wasn't major. But we're getting some really great guests coming through. So I'm very happy. Like I said, Tom Joyner is coming on. Who else is going? Jimmy Allen came on. Who's coming on tomorrow? I think Garcelle Bouvet is coming on, but that's not this week. So we got a lot of guests. So I'm really excited. And I just want to say, if you watch the Sherri Show, thank you so much for watching. I don't take it for granted. If you watch me on my podcast, I think it was around last or maybe 2 Novembers ago when I cried. They asked me, somebody was like, what is your wish? And I cried and I said, I really want a talk show. Like, I know I can do this talk show. And I'm crying.
I want to apologize. She started crying and it was a really good moment and I cut the show off right there. I just ended it. Okay.
Well, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cry live on somebody's show and say, I really want Frugal Flip as a series. And then somebody going to say, oh, it's going to come to fruition. I ain't even worried about it. Because, you know, my DIY things are off the chain. So
what is Frugal Flip? You have to tell people because some people don't know.
I am the flipper for the folk. I come in and flip one face. You got $200. That's all you need. I'm coming in. You might not even spend the whole $200. I'm coming in and do something amazing in your space like this. For under what you already have. So I'm actually looking forward to going to Dallas. We'll be in Dallas doing my assistance flip May 6th through the 10th. And then I have another flip I'm going to do in Lakewood, Florida, courtesy of Karen Hunter. She paid for it. She's sponsoring the flip. Yep. So I'm going to do that right outside of West Palm, probably in June. So the team will be trucking down there.
I did want to explain that one because I had a lot of comments in our Gmail. So many people said, why don't you have B-Phlat come on and do something with her DIY Frugal Flip? And I never got to explain that. Again, with talk shows, here's how that works. Everything is talk shows came on the air because of advertisers. They wanted to sell soap. So they would put on these talk shows, like when Lucille Ball did radio. She would just do commercials for these advertisers. And so talk shows were born for that. And so what happens is people that come on our show to do, we want to talk about our makeup, we want to talk about, that's all paid for. They have to pay for time to be on our show. So anybody that comes on is like, I want to fix up stuff and talk about, you got to pay for time to be on the show. And you have to pay for ad space. And so that is one of the reasons why you have not seen B-Phlat on doing, I'm going to fix this, I'm going to do that. Most people there, and they have product, or like, we represent Omaha Steaks. So I'm sure it'll come to Omaha Steaks and pay for them to come on the show. I'm not supposed to be getting any secrets. I don't know. But this is why B-Phlat has never come on with Frugal Flip or DIY. So even when I wanted somebody to come and like fix up my dressing room, that's like, no, we gotta get
a sponsor.
You gotta get Lowe's or something.
Gotta get a sponsor to pay for that. And so, it's a money thing. Even like when we do giveaways,
need sponsors. So when I get
and that's on that's not even on my show. That's on any talk show.
Yeah.
Everybody is sponsored and like giveaways for talk shows. Because I had somebody ask me, she was like, when you do your giveaway, I got a lip gloss line. And can we give away my lip gloss? Well, the thing about it is you have to be able to give away your lip gloss to 250 people. And so, and it's a minimum amount of money. So and it's on any talk show, it's not on mine. So you have to be able, and for a small business, that's very hard because typically you're a small business, you can't afford to be spending on $20,000, $30,000. And so that's what it is. Everything is money, ratings. It's a lot about talk shows. I just didn't know. And before I got my talk show,
you learn behind the scenes. You got to know this.
I didn't notice that. So before I had a talk show, I told everybody, I was like, when I get a talk show, you gonna be on it. And then now I'm going back. And then people are calling going, remember when you told me? I was like, I remember.
And see, that's what I be telling people, because I was like, I know how shit runs and I don't even worry about that. That's why I'm so glad when I was there and we did that thing, because I keep telling people they don't know what you do behind the scenes for people. And everything is not always about being in the limelight. And that's how we have this going on 25-year relationship, because of all the things. Like I prayed to God. I was like, I'm going to get me a podcast. And then when I fix up this basement, it's going to be my catalyst for my show. You brought that about. You saw that and you was like, you know what, girl, you going to be on our podcast. And there you have it. And now I have a show coming out of that. So God works in mysterious ways. And I tell people all the time, they don't know what you've done for me in my career over the years. And you know me, I'm never one of them, why I ain't doing this, why I know I've always been one of them lay low and grow, because I enjoy my journey along the way.
But that's why
I'm grateful about everything that comes to me. I've never been complaining about what I'm not doing. I'm always grateful for what I am doing.
And this is why you're going to be blessed, because you're not one that, B is never one that asks for anything. And she's so professional and she's all about business. But this is why I know that God is not going to stop. He's not going to stop with you. And the stuff it is going to come to pass. Your Frugal Flip. It's so doggone funny. And your DIY. It's like, yes, it's just got, and I think about that like with my talk show, because this is 18 years in the making. This is a dream that has, for me, been put on hold so many times, to where the last meeting I had, I was so devastated. I cried. I couldn't stop snotting up. And I was like, Lord, I can't take this pain of no anymore, because it hurts too bad. And I said, I'm just going to have to put this dream on the shelf with the fine china. And I got to give it to you, because I am in so much pain. If one more person tell me no, that I can't sit on a couch and talk and keep people's attention, my self-esteem is going down. All the freaking no's I got. Every which way. I got a Sizzle Reel, man, when you look at it. No, I don't want to see it. Like, so many people telling me why I couldn't succeed. But it was 18 years. And I'm sitting up there going, geez, is this, maybe I'm not supposed to do this. But then God would show me little things, like little part of the snapshot of, I'm going in the right direction. And so doing this, that's why I said with you, I know he's not stopping. Everything is so in his timing, B. It's
if
just
somebody say to me one more time, "Oh, it's light at the end of the tunnel," so I ain't worried about the tunnel, bitch. I don't lit the torch along the way. I can see all the way down.
Won't he do it?
I know exactly
won't
where
he
I'm
do
going.
won't he do it?
I ain't even worried about the light at the end of the tunnel. I see where I'm going. I got a torch with me that's shining along the way. So I don't.
That's what I'm talking about with you. Your attitude is like, I got a torch. I don't need to be looking at the light at the end of the tunnel because I have a torch. And I told somebody, one of our huge guests, they were on the show today, that I cannot say anything because they're going to kill me. Because everybody, I might as well look and see if I got messages because that's how I keep getting in trouble. And anybody saying anything? Nobody's saying. Okay, nobody's saying nothing.
Read what I texted you earlier.
Sorry, you texted me. So this huge guest that we had, you said pull that. Oh no, this is what Chris said in the text. He said pull that unit forward. That's what Chris
Thank you for texting her directly, Chris, instead of texting me.
Because you don't go. B's got no couth.
None, and you know I have no filter. I'm like, Chris, why are you texting?
I knew you'd like that, Sherri.
Pull that unit forward. Yeah, you got to tell me because like sometimes it's like I took all the pins out because my head was hurting. So
I didn't even know it was. Chris, how did you notice that it was different or anything? It looks nice.
Listeners were helping. Listeners were helping.
Oh, well, thank y'all.
Okay, because you don't know nothing about wearing no wigs. Shit, it could have been slid to the back of the middle of her head, and I'd have been like, "Look down at me."
No, because I took all the bobby. My head was hurting, so I took the bobby pins out. So if I ain't got no bobby pins, it'll be sliding.
Oh, okay.
It'd be sliding up there.
So okay.
Me,
So that unit's taken care of. I knew that people would enjoy me calling it a unit.
You about my hair. This should be like a bird nest.
Yeah. Take your finger out of that socket.
Right.
My hair looks like the back of a duck ass.
Your hair looks great. Everybody's been complimenting both of you today. Sherri, before we got to that text, your famous person that you had on the show that you can't say who it was, you were telling them.
Oh, so we were talking, and he says to me, I love the energy on this show. I'm going to come back every time I have to promote something. And I'm telling you, when you guys see this person, we had to pre-tape it. He's huge. He's huge. Like, this is a big deal for me. And so he was like, I'm coming. And he was like, because you are so good. Like, he watches me and he goes, you were so good. And we chose to come here, which almost made me cry. Like, I can't wait for y'all to see these people. And so I said to him, when it's God ordained, like, then it's all good. Like my show, this show that I do, the Sherri Show, we're going to have a real good time. Everything is about feeling good. I just want to make you laugh and feel good because it's too much bull going on in the real world. It's so much crazy stuff. And we are comatose sometimes with just all of the bad stuff coming at us. Now, maybe 5 years ago, this type of show that I'm doing wouldn't have worked because it's to feel good. And we might not have needed it 5 or 6, 7 years ago when I wanted a talk show, because it would have been, I just want you to feel good. Maybe another type of humor might have been better. So I think that it's positioned in the place. And as long as people want to feel good and laugh, I'll be around. The audience will tell me when they're tired of what I'm bringing. So hopefully they won't get tired soon. Right. But God's timing is something like when you say, I got the torch, God has given me the light so I can get even while I'm walking through the tunnel, not at the end. And I know that God gave you this gift. That's why I tell y'all to watch the podcast on Tuesday, B-Flats, because if you love what she's giving you right now, and this is snippets and I keep interrupting her, you are going to love her on Tighten Up Tuesday. You are going to love her on stage. And she's got this amazing gift. B can come in my house and in an hour make it look so different and so amazing. And I walk in and go, bitch, what are you doing?
All the time. And I'd be like, bitch, I got tired looking at them paintings on the floor. I hung up my picture. I moved the couch over there. I do it all the time.
I walked in my house one time and I was like, oh my gosh, I can literally have company in my house. And Edie, my sister, who's been with me 11 years, she was like, I don't know what she did, Sherri. She came in, she started cursing. I gave her coffee, and this is what it is. Like,
I said, what the fuck? I was like, all these couches in the fucking living room. I was like, what is, I said, Sherri been here living here all these years. She ain't unpacked, but I said, girl, she's like, I'm be gone. I'm going to my niece's track meet. Sherri was, I said, I'm about to get this shit together. And I had my coffee and the dogs and my weed, and I shut it down.
Was with her. And I swear, I walked back in my house, and I was like, what? And then I moved to a different house. And so B, when she comes to LA, she comes to stay with me. And so I let her have run of the house. And she came, I had a big, huge walk-in closet. I walked in, I was like, Edie! And Edie came running up. I said, what? She said, that was B-Phlat. I don't know what she did. Everything was organized. So B-Phlat has this gift of being able to go in the house, and she sees what you don't see and what could be here and what she can make with her saw in her garage. And she does it. So I know that God did not put that gift into his child and his favorite child, because we're all his favorites, for it to just fall on dry land. It just, that's not the way God worked. And so when B is doing this and her podcast is amazing, there's that person that is going to see what her vision is, and they're going to get, because it only take one. That's what I say to people. It don't take 10 people, 100 people. It take one. That's it. You already got the one, and he uses other people. And you're going to have somebody that gets with that vision, and God's going to open that door. And you're going to be seeing Frugal Flip for the folks.
Yes, Frugal Flip for the folks. Because everybody ain't got $50,000. Some people ain't got $5,000 to renovate. And we're so programmed to feel like keep up with the Joneses and spend money. And people go into debt trying to, get shit they can't afford. And it's like, look, you can get them same marble countertops. I'm going to show you how to do it until out. I'm showing people frugal fixes until you can really, how they say balling on the budget broke. No, I ain't
never heard that, but I love it. Balling on the budget broke.
Balling on the budget broke. Yes, that's like fake it till you make it. I'm showing you how to do things until you can really get them done. If you got a little leak or something, I can show you how to fix that until you can really afford to get a plumber or the roofer. Some things you can just do on your own without spending money. So that's my first and foremost fix. Don't spend no money. I look at what you already have. People be like, I want a new bookshelf. I want a new bed. Girl, I can make you a new bed out of them slats over there. We gonna get you a new bed, and I can make you a new bookshelf. Let me see them chairs or whatever. So I'm one of those people. I have the vision, and I come in and just flip the stuff you already have. And people be like, just like when the thing that I just came from doing, I had a flip in Orlando. 5 things didn't work. So I went back to fix them, because home shows don't show you what doesn't work. So I found out taking the casters off of a hair dryer and putting them on a chair to make like a desk rolling chair doesn't work because of the way they were positioned. But I was happy to go back in her house. She wasn't even home. She was out the country and left the lockbox. She came live on the show and talked about the things. So I said, I need to know this stuff since I'm doing flips all around the country, different climates. So what might work in the Northeast may not work in a climate like in Florida. So I'm learning things as I go. So I did it live I did like 5 different clips live from Orlando last week. Saying I'm in Taina's house. I'm fixing this. This shit fell off the wall. That don't work down here in this climate. But it was really fun. And people appreciated that I went back in to fix the things that didn't work. So I have the other lady that I flipped that I did here in Philly. She's coming on the show to talk about, it's like a year review, to talk about her flip. And she said ain't nothing went wrong with her stuff. Everything is holding up. And that's the kind of stuff I need to know so I don't be doing that in somebody else's house and it don't work. Because I ain't going to be able to get back to everybody's house and fix shit. So I know if something don't work, ain't no point in me doing it. You see what I'm saying? Or trying it if somebody else's house if it don't work. Because I'm like, I ain't going back to Dallas. I just happen to have a show in Orlando.
I just want to tell you this. Some people come in our audience and they will say, we have so much music playing, but they will say, I did some for B-Phlat, Tighten Up Tuesday. And I'm like, B-Phlat? And they're like, yeah, we listen to B-Phlat, and B-Phlat came to it. And I'm like, oh, I tell her I saw you. So I'm telling you, you have fans that come to my show.
I know, and it was so funny. That's why, what's the security guy's name? The tall one? James put me out the audience when I was standing over there by the DJ. Because, girl, people kept standing up and they were supposed to be listening to the audience wrangler dude. And they was all like, is you going on the show? Is you going? And I was all like, no, sit down and quit talking to me. Girl, they kept standing up. They was pointing. People was all like, there she go right down there, this B-Phlat. I was like, I'm good down here by the DJ. So James was like, B-Phlat, you're going to have to come from my side. And go in the thing, get your makeup. He's like, because the audience members keep standing up and they supposed to be paying. I said, I get it. Put me off the set. So I went in the back. Yes, at least 6 women got up and kept saying, girl, that's her right
there. I'm glad they did that to you. I'm glad. That made me happy.
And I was like, let me get my ass off the set. He was like, you're going to have to come with me.
Well, what comments do we have?
Oh, so many. Everybody's having a blast. A big thank you from Dawn says, thank you all. It's fun catching the live and interacting with everyone. Thanks, Chris, Sherri, and B. Pat S. needs to work with B-Phlat, says we think alike. Taina, who B flew to Orlando and included in the flip. B is legit. She gave me a piece of space. She gave me piece of space. By flipping mine, and I still love it. Shout out to Deborah Law. Hey, Chris, sending hugs from Virginia for you and the ladies, Sherri and B-Phlat. Hey, y'all. Ms. Cups says surviving. Wanda Ray said preach, Sherri. B, does your husband know how to fix stuff too? Do you do projects together? That's from Angela.
Not at all. That's the thing. He pay people to do stuff. I'd be like, stop paying people to do stuff. Pay me.
Alicia,
give me the $50 instead of calling some janky dude.
Shout out to Alicia, marking off the episode where Sherri, your closet was done. That's Tighten Up Tuesday, episode 15. If you go to the Two Funny Mamas homepage on YouTube, you'll see the playlist with all of B-Phlat's episodes. It's real easy to find. That's Tighten Up Tuesday, episode 15.
Yes, it was.
I keep telling Kym, I'm like, you better let B come into this house and do some stuff. Because Kym looked like...
It's funny, we talked about that. I just told Kym I'd have to do a few organizing projects because she got too much stuff. I'd have to be there a week.
She got a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She got a lot of stuff.
I thought I had a lot of stuff.
No, Kym, ma'am.
She don't throw nothing away. So Kym has the first outfit she done wore back in 1972.
Oh, leather here. She got all that.
But this what Kym do. You can go in and see if you go in and organize with Kym, you actually have to take the bags away. You can't leave them in the garage because Kym will see that bag and be like, wait a minute, what's this?
Exactly.
And Kym will take the bag back.
Yeah.
And put it in her closet.
Yeah, and that's why I told her, because she's like, I want you to do live from my house, an organization project. When you come out here, we can do a Tighten Up. And I was like, I've been in your house. And we're going to do stuff like cupboards, little projects like utility drawer, where you put keys.
How about Kym?
Projects. Because Kym got too much stuff.
Kym got a lot of stuff, and she got a nice house. She has a lot of. She has a lot of stuff, and so I was so mad at her because she needed a blender. She had her mom's blender because she brought in a lot of her mom's stuff when her mom passed. And she was always telling me she wanted a blender like mine. So I went about this expensive Vitamix blender for Kym. She ain't used that blender yet. She still, but I understand she still used her mama's blender. And I was like, Kym, I can give it to somebody who knew, but it's her mother's blender, so she still uses it. for everything, even though it's slow as all get up. She loves that blender, my friend.
Some things, people, I ain't gonna lie, I still got my grandma ice crusher. You know, the old school, you put it and then you turn it. Yes, I use it every now and then, like when I have a little get together, because it's like, it's antique and it's sentimental. And I'll bring it out. People be like, what is that? You just, yeah, and you gives you that crushed slushy ice. That's the one we used to make the slushy, like the snow cones with back in the day. And it's I get it with that.
Well, then I'm gonna get my Vitamix blender back and give it to somebody else.
You can give it to me. I'll give it to you.
Here we go.
My blender in the lid. I just put my bowl on the top of this shit. I ain't gonna lie.
You ain't got no cover to your blender?
I ain't gonna lie. You want me to bring it down here? I got the little piece that go in the middle. You know, I had a little hole. I ain't got.
You ain't gotta bring it. I do believe you.
I've been having that blender for about 15 years. And I just put a bowl on top and hold it steady while I be shaking. And the little bowl be...
That is hysterical.
I ain't spending my money on that kind of stuff. Because I'm one of them, if it still work, I'm going to use it. So just because it's missing the lid, it's not going to stop me from using it. And now if it broke, that's another story. I would buy another one. But honey, I sure do put a bowl right on top.
Oh, you're amazing. So would you two, before, I don't want you to slip away, would you two smile real big? Let's do this for the listeners. We haven't done this in a minute. If you can, smile real big. Key's going to get some screen grabs for your thumbnail. Look how lovely you two look.
I need to put my lip gloss on, Chris.
No, you're fine as a Sears catalog in 1995. Look at you go. Oh, that was a compliment. No, this is great. Key, you got him? We good. You got your pictures for the thumbnail.
That'll work.
I think that we can. I have to get up at 4:45 in the morning because I got to go to the gym. So I'm going to.
You are doing amazing with your gym. I see your thigh muscle pumping out on the side, looking like a loaf. Sherri. I said, Sherri thigh looking like a loaf of bread. Got the little dent on the side. Look at slicing. She doing it.
That's the only time that I can work out is in the morning. So I hate getting up so early, but I literally, at this age, you got to work out. Like, I can tell how my age is when I go work out in the morning. When we starting the show at 10 o'clock, I'm still out of breath. Like, my recovery time is horrible. And I go, wow, I wish I would have taken advantage of working out in my 20s or my 30s. Because it hit different in your 50s working out. That mess is hard.
It hits you in the joints more.
Yeah, and when I tell you, everything on my body hurts. Like, my whole body is just from working out and lifting weights. It's just hard.
But you're doing it. So yeah, it does get. I need to do more of it. I just don't. I'm lazy. I'd rather just stretch and do yoga. And I don't need no muscles. I'll be like, what I need muscles
Okay,
for?
First of all, do that Jane Tubman dance again. That right there is carbs. Do that Jane Tubman.
Ow, hit him. Ooh.
Oh my God. I usually duck off screen for this. I don't want to be caught up in some kind of clip.
Oh.
Okay, that's what you call resistance.
Yes.
You pulling the horse. You pulling the horse.
People riding on it. They talking about go to the right. Your girl said.
Oh, stop it. Oh, no.
You pulling the cart. You're pulling two people in the car. Okay, so first of all, that right there, you done resistance training. Okay.
Baby Ruth Candy's dancing along with you at home.
Everybody know about that. If you watch Tighten Up Tuesday, they know about the Jane Tubman.
Oh, they sure do.
I got the picture. Girl, wait a minute. Why the man sent me the original? It's so funny. This came from the CBS studios when they wouldn't allow the movie to be aired. So his mom sent. I mean, he sent a letter about how Cicely Tyson used to hang out with his grandmother, but on the back tells the story how in 1974.
There we go.
Air it. Yeah, so he sent the original thing and then the picture. He sent me the picture.
That was a fan?
Yes, when it originally aired on CBS.
Sherri, B gets mail.
January 4th, 1974. But before it has a little story about how CBS wouldn't play the movie because of the controversy behind it. So yeah, he said that, and I framed it with a belt. Oh, you know, my family always said to me all kind of stuff, but I just thought that was really cool because that's one of my favorite movies. The autobiography of Jane Pittman is just a story of a strong Black woman and what she endured to overcome. So I always think about, girl, people be saying life is hard. I'd be like, Jesus pledged. Jesus pledged. Jesus pledged.
It will be all right.
Tammy says, I love you. Tammy says, I love you, B. I told you some folks would dance along at home. WNK Sal is laughing real hard. We've got a few other people. Tanya is laughing at you. Oh, my gosh. So many people commenting. And Alamami, I need to work out so bad. Remote work, says Alamami Scott. Yeah, that's tough. I feel like you all inspire people, though, when you get after it. Sherri, you're posting on Instagram and everything. And I mean, I talk to you a lot, Sherri, like every other day, I feel like, and seeing that stuff, hey, keep it up.
It is inspiration.
At this age, I think it's so important because at this age we tighten up and, we don't have the stamina. And literally, I got a son who's 17 years old. He's got Asperger's. And sometimes I'll wake up at 2 a.m. in a panic, like, oh my God, what is Jeffrey going to do without me? And so a lot of it is, I just go, it's not about getting into a swimming suit. It's literally about my son,
mortality. Yeah.
It's my mortality of he's just not ready yet. And so when I'm in the gym, those times when I just do not want to go, because it takes me 30 minutes to get to my trainer in the mornings, I just picture my son. He's at the end of the finish line going, come on. When it was little, it was like, Mommy, come on, you can make it. Now I picture my son at 17 going, Mom, come on, you can make it. And I literally, when I don't want to do those, my arm is hurting right now. Sit-ups and pull-ups and all of that. I just keep thinking of my son, Sherri. Your son.
My leg be looking at you. I had to stop. She's making me.
You know, it's so funny because I watch these people on social media, and they'll be at the gym and then they be doing TikToks. Do you see stars? They be cuffing it. And I'm like, when I get out the gym, I'm just like, I want to lay down.
Girl, I can't cuff it.
I walk to the train station and I'll be sitting there trying not to go to sleep on that daggone train. And I'm like, I tried to do a TikTok. I was like, bump this. I'm too damn tired.
I see you, Sherri. Your legs be like this. You be bumping like. Chris, the line be pumping out on the side.
It does. She's getting it.
I'll be like, go ahead on, shit. I just be smoking and drinking my coffee and looking at your ass.
When you're not watching Sherri's Instagram workout updates, the partnership wants to know, B, when's the next yoga session?
In the morning, actually. I need to get up and do it. The thing about me, because I'm never consistent with anything, because I don't believe in trying to do a schedule. I just do shit when I feel like it. That's one thing as an artist. I just do things when I feel the movement. But as I get older, it just takes me longer to recover and do stuff. Like I had this long travel thing that's taking me like 3 days to just get sleep. I feel like as I get older, it takes me longer to recover from travel. So when I should have been up doing yoga and everything yesterday, I was knocked out sleep for like 9 hours. Then I had a flash crash. So when you have a hot flash crash, that's another 3 hours. So my days sometimes are spent just kind of letting my body relax and rest. And that's one thing I've learned as I've gotten older. I just go with the flow of my body. I don't fight against it. If it tells me to lay down, everybody's not at liberty to do what I do. I will. If it's 10 o'clock in the morning and I wake up at 6 p.m., I'll be like, oh, well. Then I just get up and do wherever I left off. But I tried to fight against it, and it just made it worse. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go with it, and I just feel better. I just feel less stressed and all that. And before I even say anything else, I just feel like menopause is one of those things that women don't really want to talk about. And it's something that they should talk about just like when you explain to your daughter about the birds and the bees, or when they have their mincy, you have to talk about that. And I feel like once we get grown, parents think women just know. And there's no, when your daughters are in their 40s and you need to sit down and have another talk and tell them this is where you're going to start turning into a man. You used to be a woman. Now your ass turned into a man because you do everything a man do. You got to pull hairs off your chin, shave your mustache, tighten up your sideburns. You start looking like an owl right here. All this start turning gray. They don't tell you your coochie lips start looking like earlobes. There's certain things that you go through. They need to let you know that when you get older.
You said your coochie lips look like earlobes?
Girl, you know they be hanging down. You don't know where to put the clip on. You be like, why is the jewelry down here ain't dying? They don't let you know stuff start hanging. Your knees start looking like a real turtleneck. Your kneecaps. Girl, you see how people got to pick their knees up, all that skin. They need to tell you. And then that's why my grandma be like, you know what? I like that young man right there because he can still wear shorts. He'd be like 72 years old. My grandma talking about, that's a young man right there. He can still wear shorts. He's 71. Yeah, it's certain things. I feel like as you get older, your mother should talk to their daughters about the changes that you go through. You know, you and your husband in there, y'all both pulling out hairs on the chin, getting a shaving mustache, people shaving their beards, and all kind. It's a lot. Your voice changing, you getting chest hairs. Yes, that's why it calls menopause. Because the men are on pause. They looking at you like, wait a minute, you're turning into a man.
Okay.
Let me pause a minute.
When I tell you where you gonna be performing next?
March
in
10th.
St. Louis, actually. With Kym.
Okay. Y'all have to, if you are in the nearby area.
Yeah, St. Louis.
Or not even,
Kym
people are
Whitley.
Flying in.
Yes, if you literally, and I'm telling you, have a good time. Kym Whitley, Andre Lavelle, B-Phlat, and special guests are going to be in St. Louis March 10th. You must go and see, because this girl is going to be doing stand-up. And if you've been laughing like I've been laughing, we've been on this podcast for 2.5 daggone hours.
Oh, Lord.
You are going to be cracking up at doggone B-Phlat and Kym Whitley and Andre. It is going to be.
About this.
Tickets go on sale. What you said, baby?
I just left St. Louis, had a sold out show I was hosting, and just was going off the
gig. And you're gonna have another sold out show. We're gonna make this show
another set. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're gonna have a whole nother set. MetroTix.com. The tickets go on sale Wednesday. This Wednesday, you will be able to purchase your tickets. We're going to have things that we're giving. Well, I won't be there, but there will be giveaways. Open.
Yeah, all right. Before, let's make sure Sherri doesn't oversell this.
I'm like, we're giving away a car,
right?
A new Pontiac.
Check under your seats, everybody. You've got a college tuition.
We're paying for your college. We're giving away scholarships and money.
Oh my gosh. No, we will. We'll make it fun. It's going to be a big event. I keep joking about that Q&A, but you don't get that at every show, and you'll get to hang out with B and Kym. There's actually a concert in the front part of the venue afterwards, and maybe we'll hang out there. Maybe we'll go to a wine bar. I'm not sure. I'll find out. It's usually good music. It's at the Dark Room in the Grandel. Usually jazz or something, soul or something of that sort.
Soul or something like that.
No, it's what it usually is. Let me.
There's a big difference between jazz and soul.
Well,
I ain't trying to hear no jazz.
Thank you.
Black people be up in the front plate.
Is that what it is? Yeah, I was trying to be not subtle. Yeah.
The R&B and R.
Yeah, there's hip hop and rap or something.
Okay, well, we'll know by the 10th.
I'll find out right now. Here, I'll tell you. Since I'm getting called out, Key's keeping me off the screen too. It's for your pleasure. Let's see. Hang on.
You know Key running it. She keeps a tight ship.
She runs a tight ship.
I gotta go to bed. Who gonna be playing? I'm sleepy. I gotta get up early, and I gotta show.
As soon as we get off,
we gonna have.
It is.
We're gonna be on the show tomorrow. I don't know.
Key, correct me. I believe it's either Chevy or Chevy, the writer.
Chevy. Oh, you giving away a Chevy? A Chevy
nope,
Chevette.
We're not.
I'll
give you, if you want to win that, you can get Sherri Shepherd's personal cell phone number from me the night of the show to collect your prize. Yeah, it'll be Chevy the Rider Unplugged. We'll be playing right afterwards. Okay. And those are always really good shows, all kidding aside.
So March 10th, you guys, the tickets go on sale Wednesday. Look for them, metrotix.com. Tomorrow, Debrat is on the show. Brat-a-tat-tat.
Oh, that's yes, what's up. I love Debrat.
Debrat is on the show with her wife, Judy. They are on the show tomorrow. And then the cast of Harlem. If anybody wants to see me act, because, you know, I am an actress as well. I was on Harlem. I think I don't even know what episode it is. Me and Lil Rel Howery. We were on the episode of Harlem. We play Angie, who is Shaniqua Shanda. I forget Shaniqua's last name, so I'm not gonna say it. But I play Angie's mother on Harlem. So Lil Rel plays my son. So we're on the cast. We're on Harlem on HBO Max. No.
I think it's Max.
I don't know where it's. I don't know what network. Y'all have to look that up. I'm sorry. But it's on Harlem. Services. The cast of Harlem is coming. That's Grace Byers. That's Megan Good. That's Shaniqua. And damn it, please forgive me. I don't know the other actress's name. Can you look that up for me, Chris? Because that's disrespectful. That I don't know that. We've never met before, so I'm looking forward to meeting.
So you have. So this is the top cast as you look at.
Yes, it's four women.
Megan Good, Jerry Johnson.
Jerry Johnson, yes.
Grace Byers, Shaniqua Shendai, Tyler Lepley, Jasmine Guy, Countess Vaughn.
Yes, Shaniqua Shendai. So it's the four women. Shaniqua, and I play Shaniqua Shendai's mom on Harlem, and Lil Rel plays her brother. And then Tom Joyner.
That's on Amazon Prime. That's on Amazon Prime.
Oh, Amazon Prime. It's on Amazon Prime.
It's on the streaming service shit. I just keep seeing the ads on the front of my television.
So you're gonna see more now that we talked
about Harlem when I turn on
Harlem, yes, and then Sarah Haynes from The View. Oh, I didn't know Sarah Haynes was coming on. Sarah Haynes is coming on. So so Debrat is coming on tomorrow. So she's probably here tonight in New York. And I'm sleepy.
That'll do it. Tune in to watch B-Phlat tomorrow night, Tuesday night. That's 9 Eastern. Anything else, Sherri? Watch the Sherri Show. Great guests coming up. Show with Kym and B-Phlat in St. Louis on March 10th. Anything else, or we can get out of here?
And then you can also watch my show, Sex Lives of College Girls. They just picked it up for season 3, so we'll be shooting that come this summer. But I am in season 2. So you can also watch that, Sex Lives of College Girls, and that is on HBO Max.
And I'm gonna say watch Tighten Up Tuesday tomorrow, so you can see how we make candles out of crayons.
Are you doing it at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or earlier?
Eastern Standard.
So this is an after dark show. This is at 9:00 p.m. This is for grown folks.
Yes.
B-Phlat Tighten Up Tuesdays, and you just have to come. It's live on YouTube, so subscribe to Tighten Up Tuesdays. You will, and I'm gonna tell you, you will not regret it, not at all.
Yes, because we learn, and it's not just me doing amazing things. My Picasso Nation, they submit amazing things. So it's people all over this nation and the world. I have Picassos all over the world that could submit projects, give me ideas, and are just showing amazing things. Half of them are displayed here in my basement. People send me stuff all day long. So I'm super blessed.
I know.
Courtesy of Kym.
I'm sorry, girl. I'm tired. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Are there any last comments, Chris? I'm sorry, B-Phlat. Forgive me.
No, it's all good, honey. I gotta meet
everybody's appreciative of the evening. They had a blast. Cheryl had a blast. There was one other suggestion that I missed it. She brought it up a few times. Sorry, I'm going to give it to you and then we can get out of here. They want us to do here we go. Seabreeze. I still suggest Sherri, Kym, Chris, B-Phlat, and Andre to play Escape Room and air it for the Sherri Show to play in teams. So take that back to the production room.
To play what? I didn't hear that. To play what?
Escape room. I guess
escape room things.
Oh, we don't have enough room in our studio to do an escape room. And we don't have the budget to do.
I'm too expensive for the show.
But they have places where people go and play those and do the escape rooms and stuff.
We have to be on the air like 2 more seasons, and we'll get an increased budget to do.
I ain't doing shit like that and Fear Factors, crazy stuff like that to give me the heebie-jeebies.
You know what I do want to do, B?
Oh boy,
I would love to do when people get in that tub of ice water. I really want to try that. Because it's supposed to have completely amazing healing benefits.
I bet it would if your ass jumped in a glacier. You'd heal up. Your whole body gonna freeze.
What was your ask Chris Deasy last week?
Chris, one of the Chris Deasy questions last week was, would he participate in the polar bear challenge?
I would love to do that.
Sherri, I was told that's white people shit.
Cure because it's
the polar bear challenge. Kevin Hart did it with Allen Iverson on his show. They eased into the water slowly as he was asking Allen Iverson, one of the greatest players in the world, questions. But they did it wrong. Like when you get in that daggone tub, you're supposed to just jump in
and get on out.
So you can't. You done made me.
That ain't my problem.
Where is my? Okay, can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
That Kym Whitley gonna call, and my calls go through my computer. I'm like, who the hell? Kym Whitley.
We got the same computer.
Put her on speakerphone.
Let me call Kym because she's gonna keep calling me. She messing me up. Good grief. Because when Kym calls, it comes through my computer. This daggone girl. Oh my goodness. I'm doing a podcast.
What? Look, you came to the podcast without me. Who's on there? What? How would you say you gonna do a podcast?
Kym, we talked about this.
Kym,
you hear coughing? Do you hear that?
How she gonna come on the podcast 2 hours later talking about who you on the podcast?
We've been doing the podcast for 2 hours.
2.5.
No, 2.5.
Yes, ma'am.
What could y'all possibly talking about for that?
You.
Same stuff y'all be talking about for 2 hours every week. Nothing.
That's what to talk about.
Life. Whatever we think of. What can
you would have what?
I would have picked up because I was sitting outside getting some D, sunny D. What's it called? Vitamin D. Sitting outside soaking in the sun.
I don't want to hear you coughing on the podcast, Kym.
Well, you got to know what the truth is. Girl, I'm in here watching Jason Momoa. Is it a Momoa? Yeah.
Momoa.
I keep
he
watching.
He do look like a drink, though.
Why are you watching him over and over?
Because I like the way he looks.
Wow. It's gotten...
People were saying some people who watched Jennifer Hudson saw Jack A with a green suit on, and then they saw that you had a green suit on.
Yeah. What do you think that is? That is weird.
Y'all the same people? Y'all related or the same people? I don't know.
No, is green the color? What is that?
No, it's just for you and Jack A.
Kindred spirits.
I gotta send that to Willie. I want him to see that.
The stylist.
Isn't that strange though that we both?
Yes, very.
It really is. Somewhere y'all are related, I think.
I think there's something strange. I think we're in different universes.
Oh, like a time warp, a consortium. What's that called? Yeah. What's that word, Chris? The consortium, concert.
Well, there's a movie out right now called Quantumania that has to do with different timelines and different things like that. So maybe that could be what you're talking about. Kym, check your phone.
Chris sent you here it is. He sent you an image of you and Jack A.
Don't open that on the camera.
Hold on. I'm eating something on the podcast. Hold on.
She's eating.
Why are you eating? She's not even on podcast and she eating.
I'm featuring her daddy and her uncle's architectural firm on my on Tighten Up Tuesday.
So what did you say?
I sent
about
her
her architectural firm.
I'm featuring her dad and uncle for starting the Black architect firm in Cleveland. I'm featuring them on Tighten Up Tuesday for my DYK. Did you know? Whitley and Whitney. What'd she say?
They did another special on them on the news.
Yeah, and I'm featuring them on my Tighten Up Tuesday. They're my DYK. Did you know? Yep. Well, yes, I'm featuring them on Tuesday for my DYK. Your uncle and your dad.
Yuck, and that's great, but Kym sounds stopped up in her nose. My throat is hurting.
I'm stopped up a couple places.
Oh, geez.
Hey, now.
Oh,
gosh.
That sounds like something I would say.
Exactly. You a B-Phlat. No, don't let me know nothing. We don't know. You just be well by the NAACP Image Awards on Friday.
Oh, yeah, y'all pray for me. I don't call the doctor. No, doctor, I need some quick medicine.
Go get a IV. You know they do the IV drips.
Yeah, them little quick shot packs.
I'll send you the phone number. They come and do IV drips, and they give you vitamins C. They give you all this stuff.
Why are you telling me this on day 5? Why couldn't you told me this on day 3?
Because on day 3, I told you to take honey, lemon, and ginger and put some whiskey in it. And
you know that? Why did you say, I'm going to send you a person's number that you can get the IV? Why wouldn't you say that first?
Because that's not the thing that's going to heal you. The things that's going to heal you is stuff I just told you to take.
The
lemon, the ginger. How she got an attitude and she's sick is what I want.
This is the real Kym.
It's the real Kym. Mm-hmm.
It's facts. Because if you got a secret, that's like me having a secret like, hey, Sherri, I got something that'll grow your hair down your back overnight.
Oh, damn. I don't want no shit like that.
I don't have nothing that's going to grow your hair on your back. I'm just saying the stuff that you take that's better than the IV drip. The IV drip is just to assist. The turmeric with the pepper, honey, the lemon, that's the stuff that heals.
All that.
Yeah. So I told you right.
And a shot of whiskey.
All right, then we'll see what happens. I feel pretty good though.
Good. We didn't show what you look like.
Oh, you saw that picture?
I did.
Oh, we played your video earlier.
We played your audio, but we didn't show the picture. The people don't deserve that.
No, they can't. You can't hurt them like that.
Did I keep your spirits high with my positive affirmations in that text, Kym?
Yes, thank you.
Can you tell the people when you're gonna be in St. Louis?
She doesn't know.
St. Louis when Chris tells me to go.
Oh damn!
Here's a legal question. Is anybody joining you from California on the bill?
You know what? We're gonna try to bring Andre, but I gotta see if I got some miles that he can fly on.
Do you hear this? This is Sherri. This is why all show I've been like careful on that Andre pull.
Andre, if Andre can get there, we will definitely. He might have to sleep in the bed with me, but we gonna do it.
He ain't sleeping in the bed with me.
Key is volunteering her bed.
He gonna sleep in the bed with somebody, whether it's Chris, B-Phlat, or
listeners. If you're tuned in, and you would let Andre bunk with you in the hotel, let us know in the live chat.
Look at
y'all doing a live show?
Yeah, were you live?
You didn't tell me y'all was doing live. That's different.
It's always something. Sherri, I love this. I love it. Yeah,
you remember when Michael Jackson saying "You can't win" on the Wiz? You can't win with Kym Whitley. You can't get in when you're trying to get into the game.
Live show.
Okay, what's the difference? What you would have done if it was live? If you knew it was live?
I would have, I'd have taken some extra vitamins.
Hey, she didn't know about the special vitamins, but now all of a sudden she didn't take a special vitamin.
Oh wait! Hey, we've got an answer. Spiritually blessed in the live chat says, "I'll fly Andre, but he's got to pay me back somehow."
Oh, I think you better just let Andre try to get there on Kym's miles.
Yeah, I think we better fly. That sounds too much for Andre to handle. I think we better use the miles.
You better use the miles.
Yeah, I don't think Andre gonna be able to pay you back what you want.
Tap Design says pass the collection plate for Andre.
We might have to get cash app to get Andre a flight.
We're gonna get Andre down there. We're gonna start a fund to get Andre down to St. Louis because he needs to be down there. So Andre gonna be there with Kym March 10th in St. Louis. Kym Whitley and Friends, featuring B-Phlat and special guests.
Kym, what venue you playing?
We're at a venue Chris picked out.
That's what I love.
Why does Chris sound like Ike Turner?
Oh, come on. Yeah, Kym just answers everything. Chris has got it.
Yeah. Chris,
We at the Grandel.
Okay,
The Grandel Theater.
The Wendell Theater.
The Grandel Theater.
Oh,
Grand.
the Grandel.
Grandel. Grandel. Grandel.
Okay, Kym, it sounds like you're about to pass out. I'm
tired. All of a sudden, I felt like I was about to pass. I was like, I think I'm drifting.
Yeah, you drifting. So get off the phone. We love you.
All right. I love y'all too.
Yeah, she drifted. It
was something.
The limited ginger, huh?
Yeah. The NyQuil's kicking in.
It is.
NyQuil's kicking in. We love you.
All right.
Love you, Kym.
Bye. Oh my gosh, that girl sounded like she was about to pass dead away.
She might be eating some edibles. It's kicking in.
Yeah, that sounds like an edible voice. So
like
at least we gave you a little Kym flavor, as sick as she is. But so we're gonna get off tomorrow because I gotta take this makeup off, take the hair off, and I gotta get in the bed because I gotta get up very soon.
I'm gonna have this quick meeting for my Tighten Up Tuesday feature tomorrow. I know she's waiting on me. I need to interview her and get her stuff, and then I'm going to bed.
And then Chris and Key, they just gotta go home.
Yeah, they have to shut this show down and go home. That's gonna take another hour.
Oh, it's cool. Yeah, I got here at 7:30 this morning. It's all good.
Oh, geez, everybody.
You might as well spend the night again like you normally do.
Right.
Sherri, Chris don't know I saw his wardrobe little closet in the back of the studio. 2 bars of soap. He got 2 bars of soap in the bathroom.
No washcloths.
One with hairs on them, one without. And he got about 25 black jackets hanging in the back on the rack. He's like, what is this blanket doing under the rack? I said, I know Chris' big ass ain't sweeping up under this rack. But Chris stay at the studio, so when he say he got there at 7:30, believe me, he was already there.
This is if you've been, and this is another feature. Chris Denman is the president and CEO of Midcoast Media. And
no, I say co-founder. No, sorry, co-founder. Me and 2 other people, we run it. Yeah, and then we've got a lot of great people with us.
Business. So if you're looking to do a podcast, Midcoast Media does an amazing job producing podcasts, serious inquiries only, because they are a small business. And so they have to operate they have to take in money. It's as loving as Chris is, and you hear him on this podcast, he still has a business to run. And thankfully, we do pay the bills, but we come in late.
If Key's check bounces like a Bank of America cashier's check, it does not go over well. That's why
I don't pay y'all with a Bank of America check. Because otherwise, he would be mad at me. Key is our sound engineer. Who's working back there so diligently. Thank you, Key. So if you guys are interested in doing, having your own podcast, they will be happy to help. But like I said, serious inquiries only. Because some people be calling Chris and be like, yeah, I got an idea. And can you, that answer is no.
Not as hard as Chris was 24 hours a day at that place.
Because he's dedicated, because it's a small business. Because you got to get off the ground, So
Chris, you remind me of that song by Moneybag. But Moneybag Yo Blow, where you talking about he pay a lot of rent, he ain't never seen his condo.
I love that song.
A lot of rent ain't even seen your condo.
That's one of those. That's one of those jazz or hip hop or R&B songs or something, right?
He's a rapper.
I'm kidding.
Blow a lot of money on clothes.
What do you tell us, Sherri?
You and Oprah have a lot of things in common, because when Oprah sent me my flowers, and I called Miss Oprah and I said, I can't get these home because they're so big. It took 4 men to bring them into my studio, and it came in a van all by itself. And Oprah said to me, the flowers are too big. I sent them to the studio because I knew that's where you would be most of your time. When I was doing my show that was on the air for 25 years, I never saw my apartment. I showered at my studio. I worked out at the studio because I was there all the time. And I wanted you to be able to enjoy the flowers at the studio. So you and Oprah have something in common.
I'm often compared to Oprah, and now
I know that's right.
And not to be morbid, but now, especially not having dogs now, it's like there's not really a reason. There's not always a reason to clock out. So
I told you, Sherri, that's why you got 2 soaps in the bathroom. I saw I see you, Chris, with your 2 soaps. He old school, you the bar soap.
Look at Sherri chugging to end the show.
Friday, you are an entrepreneur. And like they say, there's only 2 kinds of people in the world, leaders and followers.
That's it.
So, yep.
And we'll lead you.
We did 33 ounces this whole podcast.
Proud of you.
Oh my
it's
God.
8 o'clock. We've been talking for 3 hours.
I will.
Been talking for 3 hours. It's 8 o'clock. I got this wig is killing my head. I've got to take it off and let my scalp breathe.
Great show, ladies.
Bro.
Cut it, Key.
You guys, thank you so much for sticking in there for this long.
Yes,
we don't take this for granted.
3 hours.
3 hours. Thank you so much for just hanging in there. And we hope you have an amazing night. I'm not gonna promote nothing else no more. I can't even. I'm gone.
Hey, you guys want to? Well, you guys think I can get her to stay another hour?
When I can make it. I appreciate it. You know I love you to death. You and Kym.
I love you too, B. I love you too, girl.
And I love your fans. We share some of the same fans. So thank you to Funny Mamas fans that watch Tighten Up Tuesdays. You know I appreciate it. And thank you, Chris, for always dealing with us. You know, Chris, you dope dealing with these 3 crazy black women.
Did you say he dope dealing?
Dope dealing with us.
You're dope, period, dealing with.
Yes. He got, you know what, Chris, you get them points. I told you I'm gonna put $100,000 on your Amex, your black card. I'm gonna go.
When that show gets signed, B's already wrote herself $100,000 debt. Oh.
There you go. I'm gonna go in there and buy a whole bunch of Walmart gift cards. I'm gonna load up your card, Chris. I'm just gonna stand in line.
Like a commissary. Commissary.
Yeah.
I'll let you go. Let us free.
You deal with a lot dealing with us. Yes. I know we drive you crazy, but it's all good. And you know we love you to death. It's all from the heart.
If any of us, I say this, Sherri, we said this the other day, didn't we? Edie was on the phone. If any of us thought we interrupted too much, or we sucked, or we weren't fun to work with, or we didn't like each other, what would the outcome of that be, Sherri? We just wouldn't work together.
Yes.
True.
Buyjack.com/ there's no slash.
Yeah,
Two Funny Mamas. That's where you can get your merchandise. We'll have new merchandise coming out, but it's buyjack.com/ Two Funny Mamas. I'm fading.
Bye, everybody.
Good night.
Good night. See you guys tomorrow.
Two Funny Mamas. Two Funny Mamas. Two Funny Mamas.